recording error, the first 15 minutes of this session were lost. Here's what's happened so far. The party is headed to Clenchjaw's, a local tavern, to investigate rumors of nightly brawling and other discord. Yuri works at Clenchjaw's part-time. The owner got tired and went to bed early, so Yuri is working the counter while the party investigates. Caerrat and Tommy were entranced by the beautiful singing of Risto, a half-elven bard performing at Clenchjaw's that they're now having drinks with. And Sezzix, following his nose, has discovered that the corner booth seems to be the epicenter for many strange happenings.
Yeah! So you're in the tavern here. You've kind of been investigating it for a while. And you've heard at Clenchjaw's from the waitstaff there behind the counter with you, as you've been working over the last few hours, that that booth over in the corner, they think it's cursed. Whenever you walk by there with like a tray of drinks, you'll like trip, or like one of the drinks will like fall off. They don't like clean it anymore. They don't go over to it. Patrons have gone over and sat there before, like people that are new to the establishment and aren't used to it. But they are, they often like get super drunk and pass out almost immediately, and then are found with like their face has like charcoal drawings of penises on it and shit like that. Or like their pants have been pulled down. Things of that nature, like kind of comedic, childish pranks. Or they go over there and then a few moments later will complain that like they lost all their money and they can't pay for their food, like their coin purse just disappeared. Things like that. So people just don't really sit there.
Yeah, it says except that booth you're sitting at, it's cursed. No better way to put it.
Why didn't you tell me that earlier?
I was just so busy, I didn't get a chance. You can come sit up at the bar with me, though.
I'll take a seat like towards the end of the bar.
Yeah, you can sit up at the bar. So the two of you are up at the bar. Meanwhile, here at Clenchjaw's, over by the music pit, Caerrat and Tommy have struck up this conversation with the bard, Risto McPhee.
Great name, by the way.
Certainly coming on to them. He's gotten Tommy pretty drunk. He's said all the right things to Caerrat and is trying to convince them to go back to his apartment. And as that situation kind of begins developing, another incident will break out elsewhere in the bar. There'll be a waitress, and she's carrying a tray of mugs, and she's, maybe 20 feet away from that cursed booth or whatever. And you'll see, as you're keeping an eye out for these things, Sezzix, she just kind of trips on nothing. And the mugs fly into the air and crash into the heads of a group of very surly dock workers that showed up and ordered drinks like half an hour ago and they still haven't showed up, and those were their drinks, and they just like crashed onto them. They're now sopping with alcohol. One of them's got like a cut in his head, and he stands up furiously and he like flips the table over and he's like, "What kind of fucking establishment is this? I've been waiting a half hour for a drink and this is what happens. Fuck this, boys. We taking what's ours." And they'll start shoving their way through the crowd towards Yuri behind the bar.
I'll start unbuttoning my shirt.
Yeah, it seems like a brawl is gonna break out.
Yep.
Sezzix, give me a perception check as you've been waiting for things to happen.
So glad you have such a great perception skill.
Sezzix, looking out over the tavern here at Clenchjaw's, is like this this kind of barroom brawl begins unfolding. You see, in this sea of like muted colors, the only things that really pop out are probably Caerrat's outfit, the outfit of the bard he's talking to up there by the dance stage, or by the musician stage, and you see for an instant over on the opposite end, kind of by the cursed booth, this like flash of orange. It's almost like someone has like a beautifully patterned handkerchief or like a banner, or like it's something. It's orange. It's got like red lines and a pattern across it, and you see it for maybe an instant, and then like someone shifts and you lose sight of it, and you can't see it anymore.
It's like in the movies.
Yuri, did you see that?
Yuri did not see it.
Yeah.
You're like, Yuri, did you see that? And Yuri's like, see what? And this fist connects with Yuri's jaw, and he just gets embroiled in a brawl. As like him, the waitstaff, the other bouncer, and like 5 guys just start beating the shit out of each other and like throwing chairs. You know, Yuri, you can easily handle yourself in block text here. Doing your best not to kill anyone and ensure anyone gets like seriously injured, and like direct the flow of the fight outside. But it takes a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
as like the fight breaks out, Risto, please rain check. Please rain check.
He grabs your hand as you say rain check, and he's like, "Oh my God, how violent, how unnecessary." I think maybe we should. Maybe we've outstayed our welcome here. Perhaps we should retire for the evening. And like as Tommy's like flopping over in his chair, he'll be like, "What do you think, Tommy? Do you think we should perhaps go back and recline on a couch, listen to some nice phonographs I have?"
Even I still have enough willpower to see if Caerrat's not going. I'm not going.
I'm not saying I'm not going. I'm saying I shouldn't go. As
there will be a late night booty call, I'm sure.
Yes, there's going to be a late night booty call, but I have to at least make sure my friend isn't injured. After that, I'm pretty sure I can leave.
Okay.
Let me take care of my friend, then I can leave.
Yeah, the fight dies down. You're able to like patch up the wounded. There's maybe like 3 or 4 points of lethal damage total that's been distributed across the participants.
Oh yeah,
like
I'll do some shitty heal
into
check.
Chairs and shit like that. Everything else is subdual.
Oh yeah, they're just fighting.
Yeah. No one with weapons or anything.
Just a wrestling.
Just wrestling.
But everyone can make a wisdom check.
Oh no.
When the fight really starts to break out, can I go over to the curse booth and like poke around?
For sure. As this fight's happening, or maybe in the aftermath, Caerrat and Tommy, through the haze of your drunkenness, you say like, "Why did the music stop? Oh, it's really loud. Where's the owner? Shouldn't he hear this? He's just right there." And he like points at the ceiling. You realize the same thing, Caerrat, is that this fight was very loud. It's
and
like
he's just up there asleep.
Breaking. And yeah, like he did not show up. You poke around Sezzix in the booth and make a perception check. I'm gonna roll a d20. You
Can't roll perception.
You don't notice anything really of note. And then maybe like a minute or so after you were poking around, you notice your coin purse is missing.
Woo!
Can I look like specifically for it?
Yeah, you like dropped your hands and knees and begin like looking around on the ground for it.
Yeah. I presume I fail looking for it.
It'll take some time. Yuri, Tommy, Caerrat, what do you guys want to do?
Yuri, should you go check on Clenchjaw? If he slipped through that, he might really need some help. Be happy to look at him.
I'll kind of like think for a second, like, yeah, it is kind of odd that Clenchjaw isn't down here after that fight. It's like, yeah, let's go check on him.
Yeah. You can head upstairs. Are all of you going? Is one of you going?
I don't think I should be left alone with this guy. I'm very inebriated, and I don't think Caerrat would leave me alone.
I think
I would be carrying him along because he can't be left alone.
Oh yeah, I mean the bard will come with you guys. This seems more exciting than being down in that tavern. So like basically Yuri and Ceirat will be like investigating, and he'll just be like chatting with Tommy, running his hands like up and down like Tommy's like pecs and abs. Like, what are these muscles? I didn't even know you could get muscles here.
God damn it.
I'll
you
kind
said
of
you
like
were open to his flirtations. Until you
I
tell
know.
us otherwise, he's gonna keep going.
I'll
No means no. He'll respect that. I just need to hear it.
He's just not saying no. Yeah, still not saying no.
I'll kind of like
This is Cobra saying "God damn it," not Tommy saying.
Yeah,
Tommy's saying yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Tommy's like yeah.
I'll kind of lean into Strata and I'll be like, who's this fellow? Like real quietly, hush hush.
Oh, I'll like whisper to Yuri, I think I'm going home with him. And like nudge him.
And give him like a little like grommet like. He's the very sex positive male half elf bard that was working at the establishment.
His name's Risto.
His name is Risto.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, you can go over and like go to Clenchjaw's room. There's like a storeroom and then probably his bedroom. And you know, the door you can open, it's not locked. And he's there, he's passed the fuck out. He is snoring. He's sawing logs. You notice that he's got like one boot off. And the other one's still on and he's still dressed.
He was really tired.
We've all been there.
Was he drinking?
Did I sense that he was drinking at all?
You know that when Clenchjaw works, he does not drink.
Yeah. Oh, he should be pretty sober.
There's no way he could have passed out like this. Like when we showed up, he was working perfectly fine.
It is a little odd.
May I
What do
look
you
at
think
him?
of it? Yeah.
Sure, I'll go over and make a heal check on him. I'll like start like touching him, like, or I'll be like 5 feet away and say, excuse me, Mr. Clenchjaw. Are you okay? I'll look at Yuri.
I'll take his boot that he took off, and I'll kind of like throw it at his legs. Clenchjaw.
What are you doing here? Is there a problem? Problem with the bar? He'll like flip over. He seems pretty alert now. What's going on?
There was a brawl. We handled it. We just wanted to let you know, make sure you're all right.
Okay, who's manning the tavern? Damn it! He'll like get up and put his boot on and kind of shove past you and head downstairs.
I'll like try and stop him as he's like running out the door. Sir, may I please look at you? You look very tired. I'm just. Can I just take a quick look at you?
He's a physician. Don't worry.
Risto will say something offhanded like, "Why do you want to look at him?" He'll be like, "Sure, yeah. Look, can we do this as we walk and talk?"
I'll do my best.
Yeah, he'll like head downstairs. You can make a heal check looking at him. He seems to be in fine health. He seems to be like pretty athletic. It looks like he, used to do some dockside fighting, but now he's he's got like no bruises on him or anything. Doesn't look like he's been in a scrap in a while. You don't see any obvious like external injuries. His eyes seem clear. It doesn't look like he's mind controlled or anything.
Why'd you fall asleep so fast? You didn't even take your boots off.
He's like, I don't know. He kind of like shakes his head as he begins like catching up with the bar scene and taking over for Austin. He's like, I'm as alert as a chicken now. I just, I don't know, like around 6 or 7 each night these last couple of weeks. It's just hit me like a wave and I had to lie down before I passed out.
Does anything else happen around those times? Do you see anyone specific, like regular patrons, things like that?
He kind of like shrugs and he's like, I guess there have been fights while I'm asleep. But I mean, it's what happens when you get all the patrons from the Thrashing Badger in here. I mean, it was an underground fight ring in a bar, so you get all those violent folk in here. That's what happens.
That would explain things. I'm sorry for waking you up, but I'm happy to hear you're feeling better.
Yeah, you can make a spellcraft check. Anyone
Sure.
can. I think you might be the only one with it, though.
Yeah,
this man's getting
It
sleep
seems
cast
like he woke up
or
from the
lullaby.
effects of a sleep compulsion spell.
Sezzix, you mind telling me about the bar?
I'm currently sniffing around for my coin purse.
Yeah, I'll come
you
over
see
and-
Sezzix on like all fours. He's like, crawled underneath some other tables and stuff like that. He's like picking up like bits
Like
of
I have no boundaries. I'm just like crawling up like half onto people's laps, just like grabbing at them, looking for things.
Get out of here, and they'll like shove you to the ground.
As a rat, you got to be careful doing stuff
You
like
find your companion entangled with other patrons, and Risto will kind of like, by now, of course, he's got his arm around Tommy's midsection, and he's like, "Ooh, they're all tangled up. We could do that."
I'll like look back. We could. We could.
And he like will like motion with his other arm. I have a set. The more, the merrier.
Sezzix, please get off the floor.
I'll like perk up. I seem to have dropped my coin purse. But I don't remember dropping it or hearing it drop anywhere.
What?
That curse, I'm telling you, Sezzix.
This place is cursed too.
Just a small portion of the bar in the corner. I'll point over to like probably actually where we're at right now. Where Sezzix.
Yeah, you're
is
probably like
looking
15
at
feet away from this booth that's empty, that no one's sitting in. And now the bar's gotten so packed that like it's standing room only for patrons that aren't already sitting, and people are still not sitting at that seat in the corner.
Sure. Can I go over there and cast Detect Magic?
Sure. You cast your spell. You don't detect any magic there. However, while you're there, give me a perception check.
You could do it.
Eh.
As you're kind of focusing on this spell or whatever, you hear the sounds of like armored men outside rushing towards the building. And as like everyone in the tavern hears this and kind of like turns and perks in that direction, as like it seems like a raid is gonna happen or something, you catch a glimpse, Caerrat, of a creature. It seems to be tiny, and it has a blue tail. And as you see just like the last foot of this tail flick kind of out from behind the booth, you basically like see this tail and hear this noise at the same times. And as the rest of the bar is distracted, you see this tail and then it kind of recoils back behind the booth there in the space that's like maybe 8 inches or 10 inches wide.
It is cursed. Yuri, you're right. It's cursed.
Ah.
Would you like to?
Know how to get rid
I've
of
been
curses, do you?
I've been studying a little bit. Some of the reading from Rexus he gave me. I'm not too good at things yet, but I'm still working. Please come here. I'll need your assistance in this.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, I'll like drag him over there and then like point at the little crevice behind. Yeah, there's something back there, man.
Like a possum or a cat?
I think a rat. Not Sezzix, but like
I
different
would
rat.
offended.
I'll like look at Sezzix real quickly, like a smaller rat.
Can I just like poke my head back there when you say that and start squeaking, trying to communicate?
Sure. Evens or odds?
Evens.
Yeah, as you poke your head back there, you see a creature. The creature is kind of like sitting curled up on a small mound of like trinkets and gold pouches and things like that, and it is holding your gold pouch in its little hands. And it's like holding it with one hand, and with the other it's like holding a gold piece that's like a saucer or something in its hands. Like that's the scale or whatever. And it's like holding it and looking at it, and as it looks at you, it goes, "Ee!" And it disappears from sight as if it goes invisible. But you do
Reflectively-
see this creature.
When it goes invisible, can I just like try to grab my coin pouch? from where I saw it last?
Yeah, go ahead and make a combat maneuver check.
Woo!
You grab on to where you think your coin pouch is, and you seem to actually be grabbing on to, like, the leg of this creature. And as you're holding its leg, you hear in common it say, "Not fair, not fair!"
I just want mine. You can have the rest.
There's, like, kind of like a huffing noise, and then the creature becomes visible. And it's like, "But I got it fair and square! If you wanted it, you shouldn't have let it go away!"
Can I use my other hand and grab its wing?
Yeah, it's like sitting there, and like you've got it by the hand, and it's like holding the coin purse in the other one. So you can make another combat maneuver check to like move to pin, to like try and like grab it and hold it down so it doesn't like fly away or try to escape. As you go to like grab a better grip, a better purchase, your hands slip off of it, and it'll throw the coin purse to you. It'll like flap its wings a little bit and hover off the ground and be like, "You're very clever. You found me." And it'll like poke its head up so that your other companions can see it. And it'll be like, "The one with the robes, he saw me first."
It's so cute.
I am
God,
cute.
Tommy!
Thank you. I'm very
Oh, like-
adorable.
I'll very securely put my coin purse back on. It's actually, I saw you first. I saw your orange a couple minutes ago.
Oh, I see. Well, you should have said something then.
I'm too stupid.
We've been playing a game all day, and I'm 3 ahead of you.
You got us there. So, why are you living in the bar like this?
Well, I don't like this bar. It's kind of smelly. I was living in the other bar. The other bar was nice. There were fights all the time. There's no fights here, though. No one ever talks about things that make fights. So I make fights. Fights are funny.
After a couple seconds of, did you trip that woman earlier?
Yeah. Did you see all the stuff fall into those bald guys? They got so mad. And then this guy here with the mustache beat him up like he always does.
Yep. Tell me, what's your name, little friend?
Oh, I'm Vendelfek.
Vendelfek. Interesting.
And I am a majestic dragon. And he'll kind of like puff his chest out, and like his wings will flap majestically and like fold behind him. And you notice he has like monarch butterfly wings.
Yes, you are.
I'm no longer interested in my waist being played with, and I'm like now into this dragon.
The bard is like, he's certainly let go of you at the sight of this. And he's like, "By the gods, it's an actual dragon. I've never seen one before." He pulls out like a piece of parchment and begins like sketching it.
Do you know what this is, Risto?
Sure. He'll make a knowledge arcana check. This bardic knowledge. I have no idea. I rolled natural 1. Never seen a dragon before in my life.
Oh, so this is the first, I'll say.
You know that this is a fairy dragon. You know that
the dragon's like being on his shit, trying to talk everyone up. Can I try to like sneakily like put my hand back and grab another coin purse?
There's like a pile of trinkets and coins. And he's like standing on them. So you could certainly make a check. It would be at a -20.
Sure.
Do it up. As you go to like, you kind of just like very cat-like just slowly move your hand like towards the gold thing, doing like the thing like Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. Like if I move very slowly,
Yeah.
I become invisible. Just like very like methodically trying to get these coins. And the tiny dragon will snip at your hand with his toothy maw and be like, "No, it's mine," and he'll like chomp at you.
Okay.
We had to try for a point, you know, you are up on us.
He'll like
Yeah.
scoot all of his gold together. No, this is mine. I've earned all this. You already won. You got your coin back.
Oh, fair and square. I'll even take a step back.
What are you guys doing here? I haven't seen you before. Well, except him. And he points at Yuri. You don't come here. You smell funny.
Can I like sniff the dragon before I take a step
Oh
back?
yeah, he smells like the scent you've been smelling. He smells like this fragrant odor of like cinnamon and freshly baked cookies.
Do you cook? Do you bake?
No.
Where does your fragrance come from?
He'll like
He's a
flap it.
fae.
He'll like flap his wings and like little fine powder will come down and be like, "I'm majestic.
He's special, Sezzix.
I am special. Thank you."
Vendelfek, it has been truly a pleasure meeting you. But we have to find some other place for you to get your fix, man. Just making these fights in Clenchjaw, this is supposed to be a quiet place. It was awesome for you to make the fights happen over at the other one, but this place just isn't for fighting, I'm sorry.
I didn't have to make the fights happen over there. They just fought anyway. I just wanted this place to be like that place. And he'll kind of sigh and be like, I guess we all have to move on. Make a diplomacy check. He's like, yeah, I suppose. He'll like take a napkin that he's obviously stolen, and like scoot all of the gold and trinkets into it. It honestly doesn't look like that much money. But you do catch a glimpse of like some platinum pieces in there. And he'll bundle it all together and kind of like hook it with his loop it through his prehensile tail.
Hobo bindle it.
Yeah, with his tail. And be like, where to go next? This town's full of places with people that could fight.
Do I know any local places that might actually be a good fit for him?
I
Or
do.
for them?
I know a great place. This
Coffee
guy
house?
seems sick.
Send him to the coffee house.
I would like to offer you a job. Well, if you want to see a bunch of fighting, have you met
I do
Tommy?
like fighting. It's funny. But I don't like blood. Only if it's silly
Oh.
fighting.
Oh, only silly fighting. Have you met Yuri?
Yeah, he does the good fighting.
Yeah, he does do the good fighting. Yuri, have you ever thought about doing more good fighting?
I could always use more help in the good fight.
I'm not saying you could find, at least while you're looking for something, I'm sure you'll find some place that you feel like home again, just like that other bar. But for now, you felt like home around Yuri.
That's true.
I'll make another diplomacy check.
Join us.
I need a place to put my hoard. I like staying around my hoard. Where do you live?
I mean, I assume I have like an apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably live nearby here. I'd say I live a block away.
Do Caerrat and I live together?
Maybe.
You?
I don't know. We never discussed this.
I mean, I figured like we've been hanging out for like a month.
Roomies.
So I'd probably say no.
Okay.
Really
It's too
good
soon to-
friends.
Yeah, we're just really good friends, you know.
Really
It's for
good
tax
friends.
purposes.
For tax purposes. Yeah, I mean, he'll basically accompany you guys to another destination, and then if he likes it, he'll stick around. As
Sick.
you kind of chat him up, he is pretty vocal about his distaste for what he calls the men in metal, which seem to be all the Dottari and Hell Knights that have been seen in the city in the last few weeks.
Yeah, were you there when the bar got shut down?
Yeah, he'll describe, like, in the middle of the night, he was woken up by the sounds of, like, violence, and he saw, like, people in that armor with torches, like, setting the walls ablaze, and he, the owner and a handful of other people, like maybe employees or patrons or whatever, were on the floor dead in, like, pools of blood, and they're holding, like, these heavy, wicked-looking maces, and they, like, bashed their heads in. And he speaks about it, like, as if it's somewhat traumatizing that he witnessed the aftermath of this, and that also, the blood, he didn't like seeing that. But he got as much of his hoard as he could, and he left.
Yeah.
And that was the night the whole city was burning. So he went to one of the buildings that wasn't on fire, which was this one.
Yeah.
Like went in through the chimney.
Huh. Well, I guess we have concrete proof of the Night of Ashes now. That's fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
Yup.
Oh.
Yeah, it was not bueno. He will certainly accompany you guys to your guys' house. You could
Yeah.
also
He seems like Silver Raven's material to me.
you could certainly mention your underground resistance movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
After he
we're
tells
right
us,
with him.
I guess we speak to the party. I'm in favor of recruiting a fairy dragon.
Yeah, and like you can talk to him outside the bar or whatever at some
Yeah.
point later. Kind of like
Oh, yeah.
one-on-one at your apartment or whatever.
Definitely. I think this is a great idea to have a tiny little dragon help us out.
He'll be like, "Ooh, you're gonna fight him, huh? Well, they're too
Oh.
big to fight head on. You have to do like sneaky stuff.
We
I can
are.
do sneaky stuff." He'll give you like a big grin.
Me too.
You're
I'll
so
wink back
sneaky.
at him.
Yeah, he'll join you guys, and he'll become an ally, much like the Tengu that you recruited earlier. So if you want to pull up that sheet, Garm,
Yep.
I will tell you his name is Vendelfek, and he will give you the spread disinformation ability, as well as +4 to secrecy to spread disinformation. And that is
Which
what he does as an ally.
Which information?
Disinformation.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Fake news.
that'll happen at some point in the future, like the next couple of days or whatever, when you go check in on him and talk to him or whatever. It seems as if he just exudes this aroma as like a fae-like creature. It's just kind of like a pleasant thing that reminds you of like childhood memories. Whoever he's staying with, he certainly makes your apartment smell nice. You also notice that like your books will have pages missing or like inserted backwards. Your knives will be in the fork spot, and the forks will be in the knife spot, and your spoons will be gone. And when you ask where your spoons are, he's like, "I put them in the chimney." Just kind of like shit like that.
I would
he'll, like
love
short
for-
sheet your beds. You like go into bed at night, and like the sheet will be a foot shorter.
Yeah.
You
I
like
would
wake
love-
up in the morning and your shoes are uneven because he's like glued wooden quarters underneath one of them.
Well, this dragon's getting kicked out like so quick.
I love this dragon so much.
But of
It's
course,
just constant inconsistency.
But of course,
I know.
only Yuri has to deal with that because I believe Caerrat and Tommy did not take him home to their place, nor did they go home to their place last night.
Yeah, I'll take Vendelfek. Like we can be roommates.
Risto has a pretty nice place over in the kind of like the Ivy District where like the nice older homes are. It seems as if he's got a loft there. And it's kind of like a one-room bungalow. There's a nice king-size like mattress just on the floor. He's got a couple of low pieces of furniture, some really interesting looking chairs that are like weird and uncomfortable, but he assures you were very expensive. He's got like nice house plants. There's beautiful framed pieces of artwork that are all like very evocative and show the male form in all its glory. And he has a couple of like nice musical instruments. He seems to be like a pretty well-off bard. And yeah, like his books and stuff like that will all be very flowery poetry and things like that.
I love Clenchjaws. I've been friends with Yuri for some time now, but how did someone of such refinement end up playing there?
Well, I'll tell you, Clenchjaws didn't used to be on my local routes. Stayed to the kind of upper echelon of society. But following the Night of Ashes, I thought it might be wise to keep my various proclivities to myself and be on this side of the river for a time. And a man does have to pay rent.
I do understand that.
And coin from Clenchjaws spends just as well as coin from anywhere else. And honestly, the tips are better.
I'll smirk at Tommy.
Just the tips. But yeah, this guy's not gonna like join your revolution or anything, at least not now. But you guys can certainly like spend time with him if you'd like to.
Yeah, we'll enjoy our
He seems
time.
like he enjoys your company, but he'll tell you guys up front before you do anything that he's not looking for anything serious.
Of course not.
I mean, just with the nature of things right now, I don't know if I could bear to lose someone I cared about.
Bitch.
Is it ever serious in a three-way though?
Maybe. But yeah, that is that side quest.
Sick. We have Risto's pocket. And Vendelfeck.
Indeed.
That was really good.
But yeah, you got 2 more rumors, and you guys can like spend a couple of days, you know, resting up or whatever before checking out one of these other places if you'd like.
Could we start looking into some information about the salt mines?
Yeah. Head over to the old salt mines, you say. So what you guys had heard is that there's a place called Solix Salt Works in Old Cantargo. And what you heard is that some of the kind of like dissident uprising people that were being arrested weren't going to like trial and then prison, but instead were just being diverted into like a labor force at the salt mines. So you can make a knowledge local check to see what you know about it or ask around about the salt mines in general.
Yeah, I can do a lot of knowledge.
Sick. I did pick up Arcana, Planes, Religion, and Spellcraft this level.
Sure.
Man,
Sezzix,
being a rogue.
you've heard rumors of this place. And Yuri, you've also heard. So Yuri, you'll know that the Salt Works is located outside of the Salt Gate in Old Cantargo, where heavy loads of wet salt from the brine springs to the south are delivered daily. These loads are dumped into the Salt Works' wide, clay-lined loads, where furnaces burn night and day to dry the salt. Sezzix, you've further heard more recent news that the owner of this place, was arrested during the Night of Ashes for back taxes that he owed, and he resisted arrest, so they beat him to death. And since then, the city has taken ownership of this establishment. And the last thing you've heard is that there's a group of people operating the salt mines that don't seem to be government officials, and one of them is a dwarf, which is very weird. Like, they're not super common in Cantargo. So that's what stuck out in the person's mind that tells you this. Like, yeah, there's a dwarf there. That's kind of weird. But yeah, that's what you guys have heard.
I'll start like relaying this information to my party. There's someone mentioned to me that there's a dwarf in the salt mines, and they have new ownership. The previous owner was the Knight of Ashes, you know.
Of course.
He in
So
fact he got ashed.
And but even more, the government took over the salt mine, so yeah.
Makes sense of why they're sending prisoners there.
Yeah. It all does seem to add up. But yeah, you guys can head there. And you see as you approach from a distance. What time of day do you want to go?
Ooh. Maybe like...
Well, do we like plan on fighting them?
Oh, we need to like scout and do stuff, but then probably. I mean, we're freedom fighters.
Well, yeah.
Nighttime sounds better because if we're just gonna scout things out and try and see what's going on.
Do
guess
we
we-
all have a way to see in the dark?
I
Oh, that's
believe
fair.
I do. That's what I was actually getting at.
I imagine we're gonna hang out in a corner somewhere, and Sezzix is gonna go look around.
So if Sezzix scout at night?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah. The other
Sounds
option
good.
is
Sneaky
go
rat.
during the day and just like inquire from local people and stuff. But
I don't think going to them and asking them, "Are you the bad
No.
guys?"
no, like people nearby, just like
Oh,
get their-
okay, yeah,
get their take on it, and they might have some information for us.
Hey, are you the bad guys? No. All right.
Hey guys, are you the bad guys? Hey.
yeah.
Are
Yeah,
you building the Death Star?
You building the Death
No, but yeah, I get what you mean now.
yeah. So you want to do some scouting? It sounds like.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
time of day do you want to do that?
Midnight,
Sure.
or I guess up to Sezzix because he's the one doing it all the work. So
Sure.
Yeah. If we go at like midnight, then I mean, how many of you guys have some sort of way to see in the dark?
I'll make a knowledge religion check.
It is in fact night.
I think Asmodeus does a bunch of stuff at night. Like
Yeah,
at
you would know
midnight.
that midnight mass is when they have their religious services. I mean, worshippers of Asmodeus. So
Maybe
At
midnight's
midnight-
not the best time.
at midnight, like the city in general is not as inactive as you normally
wait
would
till, like,
imagine.
1 a.m.?
Though
Well-
the people working here are not city officials, so take that however you'd like.
well, if we go at midnight, they'll all be at service, right? For like I don't know, an hour. So like we'd actually know where they're at for an hour, essentially. I don't know, we could use it to our advantage.
In theory.
I'm willing to
It's just
try it.
something I'm worried about.
I'll try it.
Yeah, we'll see it.
Try
You might
anything
see
twice.
something.
Sure. Who can see at night?
I can.
Not me.
So not Yuri or Tommy. So Caerrat and Sezzix give me perception checks. As you are approaching this squat rectangular structure from afar. Yeah, you guys can all see there's light emanating from underneath a pair of closed doors in like the main building here. It looks like this structure is built around a central dome. That circular thing. But yeah, it looks like there is light coming from like this door here. If that makes sense.
Okay.
And
Oh,
as
which
you,
side are we approaching from?
I mean, as you kind of, you're like 60 feet or whatever, 60 feet away or whatever, looking from various alleys or like the sides of other buildings and stuff like that that surround this place.
Also, can I point out
It
that
seems as if
covered
this is the
roads?
only door into the structure. The rest of the area is walled off. The yard over here is blocked by fences. And the doors both seem closed, and you don't see anyone like standing out in that little courtyard right now. But yeah.
Can I like go and lay on the ground of or are there windows or anything?
Nope, there are not windows.
That's not up to code.
Can I like lay on the ground of that south door and try to like peep underneath?
Sure. Make a stealth check. I'll put you adjacent to this door. And prone. Yeah, you're very stealthy. Looking underneath there, you can see a cart. Let me do this real quick. You guys saw the whole layout, but just like so you can see what your character sees. Probably see like this far into this place. Looks like there is a little bit of land that like goes out over a chasm or like a pit. It has a ladder next to it. You can see like the top of the ladder coming up, and then
Do
off
I
to the
see
side
any
you can see like
people?
tables and things like that.
Are there any people inside?
You hear voices coming from over here. They seem to be talking, playing cards.
Can I stand back up and try to like just barely open the right door and look inside?
Yes, you certainly can. There would be a stealth check for them to see you, but then there would also be just a generic perception check to notice a door opening.
Sure.
Sure. Where are you guys when he's doing this?
Like around the corner, maybe.
Yeah, I'm thinking like maybe to the right, like we're kind of hiding out.
Okay. Let me go ahead and put you guys on the map, and you can put yourselves where you'd like to be.
So
Boom!
no windows, right?
There are no windows.
So yeah, my thought was like this corner here. Or this corner here too works.
Yeah. You creak that door open. Give me a stealth check. I will roll some perception checks. Yeah, you think you're very quiet. Because when someone notices the door opening, they don't say to arms. They'll say, looks like the door blew open again. Go close that. And now you can see into this room. You see 4 individuals playing cards, and one of them stands up and begins heading towards you.
How big is the cart?
You could certainly stealth behind it. It would be harder, though. Oops.
I'll just close the door and go over to my teammates and say, I think I saw 4 of them.
As the door closes, it'll be like, it's closing on its own. We'll latch it this time. And as you step away from it, you'll hear like a bolt close. Womp womp.
I'll relay all this information to my party.
Let's come back tomorrow night.
Wasn't there some fencing around back? I could try to sneak through that.
Sure. What kind of fencing is it? Like, is it something that if you could climb over, or is it
I'm
pretty
skinny.
well?
The fencing goes maybe like 10 feet up, and it seems to be wrought iron, so it's very sturdy. You could certainly climb over it, though.
Okay. Can I just squeeze through it?
Yeah, go ahead and move yourself around to where you'd like to be.
There's a little junction here we could get in as well, right?
It's another section of fencing.
Okay.
Now when you get over there, give me a stealth check, as there's a guy outside.
Oh, I won't be, I'll, like, be right here then, if there's a guy.
Yeah, I mean, give me a stealth check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't be, like, quite around the corner for...
If everyone's walking over there, I'll need one from everyone.
Gotcha. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I'll be caught when I walk here.
He'll be like, what's that? And he's got a torch. And he'll, like, move in this direction. You can definitely break line of sight before he sees you.
Oh, yeah.
But he, like, has his torch out, and he's, like, drawn a weapon.
Yeah, so I can see what he looks like, right?
Yeah. He seems to be dressed, very similarly to, these guys you saw at the start of the campaign.
Oh, gosh, that's justification if I've ever seen it.
He's, like, wearing, studded leathers, and he's got, like, a mace. And, yeah, you notice it's got some blood on it. This one will also have, like, a whip on his hip. That also seems to have dried blood on it.
What a cool guy.
I
appreciate that he even has the hair.
Mm-hmm. He's a neat guy. But yeah, he's over there. What'd you guys like to do? It's been too long since Tommy's cut a man in half.
Yes, it
I'm
Well,
does.
if
thinking
he's
about it.
distracted, can I try to like run and peep this door?
Yes, you certainly can. Make a climb check.
I thought I could squeeze through the thing.
Mm,
Is the
you
only
can
way to
make an
get into
escape artist
climb?
check to try and squeeze through him. It's like a fence, and you're the size of, a 10-year-old kid. Like an 8-year-old kid. I don't know.
Kid size.
Something like that.
Tommy,
Neither of those are very
as
good.
you're there, he'll hear like the sound of like Tommy's scythe like hitting the side of the building. He's like, "There's someone there. I know they're there. This is property of the city. You can't be around here this late. You're one of them drunks."
I believe that
Yeah.
I'm currently failing to get through.
Sezzix gets wedged between some fencing, and he'll turn around and be like, "Hey, you! What are you doing?" He'll begin moving towards your companion. We can roll initiative.
All right.
All right.
My scythe hunters.
Roll all initiative. Tommy, you're up first.
Oh, I didn't roll it. Oh, you rolled it for us.
I did.
Okay.
Oh, you were up first. Now you're up last.
Oh.
All right, you're up first, Tommy.
All right. Is there enough room? Is this a direct line of sight enough to charge him?
There is a wall between you.
Oh, that is a wall. Okay. Oh, I'll move here then.
You're hiding behind the back of like a giant domed building.
Actually,
and then that's a fence.
I'm gonna take 2 move actions. I'm gonna move here.
Sure, you're next to this fence.
Yep.
Yeah, you probably want to move to the south.
Do you want to climb over it?
Yuri.
Can I do that action this turn?
Climbing is just something that happens as part of your movement. So you're like 20 feet away. So you'd be like, I spend 20 feet of my movement to get here. And then I would like to climb. You climb at quarter speed. So you'd use like another 20 feet to go over the fence. And then you'd be on the other side with 40 feet.
Climb that bitch.
Yeah. So you just like kind of come up and like easily throw yourself over this and land on the other side right next to this guy who's in the process of like turning and going towards Sezzix. And as you land next to him, he'll be like, "Hey, this area's off limits, sir." And as he sees you're brandishing a weapon, he'll be like, you can't quite call for help yet. Caerrat.
Pulls out the critter, we'll call it. Your scythe.
The critter.
Yikes.
Critter.
Big yikes.
Yeah, I'll just start double moving.
Sure. He will go. He will certainly, are you holding that scythe, like, in a way that you wish to use it? Or are you like, well, man, I don't want any problems?
Back on the farm, we're always prepared.
Yeah, he'll swing lethal damage at you with his mace. He cracks you with his mace. Like, right across the jaw for
That's
4.
fucking-
It's basically like in a Fast and the... Or what is it? It's like in the Punisher, the first Punisher movie, where he's fighting the Russian and he hits the Russian in the face with a piece of rebar, and he just kind of goes like, and just grunts. This guy just like whacks you across the jaw with his mace, and you're just kind of like, you just scowl at him. He looks very scared. Sezzix.
Can I use the rest of my move action to like, or can I use my move action to like get through the fence?
Yeah, you like finish squeezing through or whatever, making a great deal of like noise and spectacle. Of course, paling in comparison to the noise of combat.
Just
But certainly not stealthy anymore.
and then I'm gonna blast him.
Sure.
Here I go blasting
Wait, no,
again.
That's very not sneaky.
You need to get a silencer for your fucking musket.
Took
Oh,
me a
wow.
second to
Silencer?
think of that.
You can buy an oil of silence.
Jesus.
How does that work? Do you just like coat the barrel of the gun and it
Yeah,
magically makes it
in a 20-foot radius around you, it doesn't make sound
Oh, okay.
for like rounds per level. It's very expensive, but it is effectively a silencer.
Good to know. I will get that.
Yeah, I'll be
eventually.
taking silence.
Anything else, Sezzix?
I'll like look inside this door.
The door is closed.
Am I able to open it?
Sure. It's not locked. You
Yeah, I'll,
see into
Open
this
the door
room.
and look in.
You see some people. You see
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
two guys that are asleep, and one guy who's a dwarf, who seems to be awake. He's wearing armor, and he is kneeling in prayer.
I will close the door.
You open the door. He seems to have already been in the initiative count, having heard combat. You can certainly close the door as he locks eyes with you. Who
Wrong
looks like
room.
that? As he's in fact a worshipper of Asmodeus.
Fun.
And he's in the middle of his 1 hour of prayer.
Wrong room closes the door.
Just open the
isn't
door.
where-
He glares at you. You say, "Wrong, Mr. Superman, no here." And you close the door.
This isn't where I parked my car.
Yeah, the door opens. And he'll he opens the door, and then he will stand before you, holding the door open, holding his holding the door open with his body and his shield, and holding this wicked looking mace in his other hand. That was his turn. Yuri, you hear Sezzix talking with someone around the counter or around the corner there.
Excellent.
This sinister looking fellow.
Let's see here.
Oh, no, it's too big.
How much movement to climb up and over the
It's you can move at half speed with a penalty, or you can move at quarter speed with no penalty to make a climb check. This is a DC 10 to climb this fence, so decision is yours. If you want it to be harder, it would be a 15 to go faster. But with your athletic build, it'd take 2 to 4 squares of movement.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm gonna be using my action anyway to continue to move, so I'll go the slower route.
Yeah, you take your time. You don't even need to roll. You're a strapping young lad.
Excellent.
No less than 30 and no more than 29.
I'll stand here next to Sezzix.
Sure. You see this guy on the other side, and as he locks eyes with now a second interloper, he will cry out in common, "We're under attack!" The other two people next to him begin to stir. They won't act this round. Top of the round, Tommy, this gentleman standing next to you, regrets his decision to strike you with his mace, as you seem to be a serious combatant. And he is not.
He's not real people.
I'll take a power attack at him.
Unfortunate for him.
Oh, damn.
Alas, my poor human. Yeah, you drive your scythe into this guy's shoulder. He cries out in pain and just crumples to the ground. It's certainly a mortal wound, if not tended to by someone. He's dead. Or bleeding to death. Just go ahead and remove him from the map. Yeah, that's a standard action. Is you claim another soul.
Am I the only one who's killed people this campaign so far?
No.
Sezzix.
Sezzix
has shot
definitely
people.
shot a guy with his.
I don't know if
with
he
his
killed them
musket.
though.
Are you going for a whole Grim Reaper Steel Souls sort of thing build?
No, I'm just a wheat farmer.
I'm a lead farmer, motherfucker.
A likely story.
That's why I have a scythe and a sickle. I farm wheat, man.
Do you want to move after harvesting that man?
Sure. Let's
You may
go
not
here.
be going for it, but once we really start to get our silver ravens up and running, we should get you a black coat and say you're the Grim Reaper.
This guy will stand up and grab his gear. That'll basically be
And
his
chaotic
turn.
good. Angel
This-
death, chaotic good.
This dwarf is
Angel
gonna
of
go. Sorry, he goes just after you, Seish. Seish, what do you want to do? Sezzix, you're up.
I'm gonna take a 5-foot step back, and then blast.
Sure.
I
You
think,
think if the compound was not on alert, it is now.
yeah.
Yeah, you easily shoot this guy at point blank range with your musket. Boom! You shoot him in the shoulder. He's obviously feeling it, but it does not do anything to temper his fervor. he will step forward to here. And he will examine his feats before driving his mace into you in a powerful fashion, some would say.
Oh, can I move for my turn?
Oh, yes, I suppose. Sure.
I'm just double moving, dear.
Sure. I'll let you take your turn. It's always something with you, Garm.
Yeah, I'll just like
wanting
finish
to play
running.
the game.
I know.
Wanting to participate in combat. He drives his wicked-looking mace into you with a good deal of force, though it is only one-handed, so it's not quite as much force as it could be. What level is my baby guy? He's only level 3. Bummer. He drives this mace into you, and it connects pretty weakly for 7 points of damage. He just grazes you with it, like maybe clips you in the knee or something. Yuri.
All right. Remind me again about sneak attack. How can I get it up and running? I just
You
have
need
to
to be flanking. So what you could
Okay.
do is you could occupy the square north of that guy, and then wait for Tommy to come up and provide you with support, and then you would get sneak attack.
I got you. So if I 5-foot step here and then like defer my attack for when Tommy comes up.
Yeah, basically you either take your turn or you defer your entire turn kind of thing, or you can like defer half your turn by readying an action. Since you take more than one attack with flurry, you probably just want to wait for Tommy to go and then go after him.
Sure. Okay,
It's like
I'll let Tommy.
mechanically how you do it.
I'll let Tommy go first then.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll
I
call up
will
for Tommy to help us.
move you in the initiative order. The other guy that's in there will also get his gear and get ready. Elsewhere in the compound, people are going to begin mobilizing. I will not make them visible on the map until they arrive. Tommy, you're up.
All right, I'll step here and use a power attack.
Indeed.
Oof.
He raises his shield up and just kind of like bashes your hands as you're coming in to like deliver this fatal strike. And he just knocks you back and you're unable to make an attack this turn. But you do provide flanking for Yuri.
Excellent. My turn. Okay. I'm gonna 5-foot step behind when we get flanking. Is he wearing anything like maybe a helmet or a cape or something?
He is wearing exactly what is shown because there's character, right?
Oh yeah. Gotcha.
And he was in full regalia as you interrupted him in the middle of his service.
Excellent. So he's got a bow and arrow.
Those will probably be like on the bed next to him.
Okay. I'll
But he does have
then
a
try.
cape.
He does have a cape. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
use his cape to try and like blind him for a turn using a dirty fighting.
Yeah, go ahead and make a dirty fighting combat trick. As you like kind of grab his cape and throw it over his head.
EMB. Boop. 18.
Yeah. You totally succeed. He's like
Excellent.
getting ready to block your attack, and you just kind of like grab onto his like sword armor or whatever, his like mace arm, and like spin him around, grab his cape and like throw it over his head and twist it around. He has the blinded condition.
Sweet.
He begins swearing.
Haha.
Elsewhere in the compound, things happen. This door opens. You see a duder. Oh, but you can't see because I haven't revealed it yet. You see a duder. You also see some more duders like coming up behind him. As Sezzix saw 4 people up front. You now see the entourage of boys has begun coming. Caerrat. The boys descend.
I will cast Bless.
A wise move. Anything else? Dude, you're so safe.
I'm so secure over here across the fence where no one can hurt me.
I was just about to ask, am I able to shoot through the fence?
Yeah, if you're adjacent to the fence, I'd say you could shoot through it with no penalty. But you have to be adjacent to it.
Good.
Number 4 will go. He will provoke from you guys. I'm sorry, he's gonna move acrobatically. He's no fool. He'll roll a d20 and add 0 to it. A 19 against your guys' combat maneuver defense +2.
My combat maneuver defense
Yep.
is an 18.
You will get an attack on him then.
Cool.
I don't think Cobra's is high enough though.
17 plus 2.
It's 19. So he succeeds against you. So he only provokes from Yuri.
Cool,
And
cool,
you will
cool.
have flanking on this attack of opportunity. Because you
Okay.
threaten the square that he is. Because you're flanking on the square he's threatening from, provoking from, whatever.
Gotcha.
So you can make like a haymaker at him as he runs by.
Yeah.
I don't believe you can dirty trick him until you have the thing
Oh,
that
it-
lets you dirty trick in place of an attack. Because a dirty
Yeah,
trick's a
yeah.
standard action, not an attack action.
Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense. Okay. So I just
You could attempt to
do-
trip him. Tripping is something you can do in place of an attack. But you have fought these guys before. They're kind of like wet newspaper.
If you
Yeah.
punch him, he dies.
It's
Yeah.
not
I'll just-
true.
with sneak attack, it will be.
That is true.
You also have +1 to hit right now.
He'll be grievously injured and regret his decision.
Well, let's hit him for 14.
You have
Non-lethal.
1d6 sneak attack, I think.
My feat at level 2 was improved sneak attack, so I have 2.
You can't take that until level 3. Because
Really?
the feat will never let you have more sneak attack than a rogue.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
The
Okay.
wording of it is that like you can't take it if the total amount would be more than like half your level or something. Basically, it's to prevent you from outclassing a rogue with it.
I got
So
you.
you can take something else.
I'll fix that later. Let's just take the 4 off at the end and call it 10 damage.
Oh,
and I'll
yeah.
just-
He will like take another couple of steps, and then he'll collapse to the ground unconscious. Over here. Doodle-doodle-doo. Fantastic. What a turn for my boy. Seeing that, Citizen Group Thug 1 will just move to here this turn. And he will attack Yuri from around the corner. I will give myself a -4 on this, because I'm attacking from around the side. He misses you with his penalty.
Gotcha.
The other thugs go. Sezzix, you're up. The guy next to you is unconscious. The other one is a dwarf.
Yeah, but I would still like he'd get an attack of opportunity if I tried to climb over the fence, wouldn't he?
Yes. You could attempt to move acrobatically, or you could take the withdraw action, and then he would not get an attack on you. But you would not be
He's
allowed to attack
blinded
this turn.
as well.
He is blind this turn. He will not get an attack on you. So you can
Good
just do what you want.
call, Garm.
You could
That's a good call, Yuri, sir.
Mm-hmm. You could just blast him.
Also true. Yeah, I will. So it just takes me a move action to get across, right?
A climb check, or an escape artist check, like a DC 10. Easy. You
Okay.
slip through, and then yeah, you can make an attack.
Yep, and then I will blast the dwarf again.
The dwarf, you say? Do you have precise shot yet?
No, so it's -4, right?
Yep, just -4. But he is blind, so his flat-footed touch AC is exceptionally low.
Yeah, I think
it's like an
next
8.
level I get precise shot.
Yeah, because it's a flat-footed -2 or something. So go and make your attack roll. Unfortunate.
Ooh.
Bummer.
Aw.
There's a nice bright yellow target as the inside of his cape is yellow and wrapped around his head. As you just dome him, that certainly confirms because it's against his touch AC. So
So
go ahead
just
and roll
roll 3
3
times.
more d10.
Yeah.
Yikes. You shoot him in the head. He's very badly hurt. Blood like begins pooling out the side of his cape. He cries out in pain. He as a move action will remove the blinded condition by like, pulling the cape back off his head. You see like half of his face is like blackened from like soot and blood and like fibers from his cape. He looks horrible. His ear is all cauliflowered. And he looks very mad. And he's like, no, it's not possible. Asmodeus gives me the strength. He'll take a
Asmodeus is
5-foot
a
step.
bitch.
And he will attempt to kill Yuri. He'll drop his shield and he'll two-hand his mace.
Uh-oh.
He'll power attack you again. A natural 1. He like goes to like two-hand his mace, and as he swings it, it gets like caught in like the hole in his cape, and he like ends up just like spinning himself in a circle. He seems to be getting increasingly frustrated. The thugs go. They mill about. They all run up. They've heard the sounds of combat. They see that their guy is super badly hurt. This one will run forward to here, make an attack on you, Yuri. For some reason, you're the bad guy, I guess.
Yeah.
Misses as well. Tommy's start of the round.
I'm gonna take a 5-foot step here.
Alas. You're
And
certainly not going to attack my dwarf, are you?
I am.
Bummer.
Uh,
Unfortunate for my
power
dwarf.
attack at him. Ooh.
You have +1 to hit.
That attack hits because I don't have a shield.
Nice.
There we go.
I wanted to do one more point of damage with my mace. Yeah. You bury your scythe into this dwarf. He like drops to his knees. You've got it like stuck in his chest or whatever. He like drops his weapon and grabs onto it and kind of like coughs up a bunch of blood and then collapses to the ground. You don't think he's dead. He's very stalwart, but he is very near death. As soon as this guy drops, you see the other guards like begin dropping their weapons and booking it out. Unfortunately, Chelish Group Citizen 1 is going to get killed by Yuri, I think. Yuri, it's your turn. There's a guy adjacent to you. I'll move these guys off the board real quick. There's that guy in the doorway that can't quite get out, but the others look like they're going to flee.
Can I enter into Tommy's space? Is that doable?
I'll let you.
You can momentarily, but you can't end your turn there.
Gotcha. Okay, I don't know really how this works. I'll try and just knock out thug number 1 because I imagine we'll be wanting to.
Yeah, he just has a bonus to his armor class because he's got some cover.
Okay, so I'll attack him. I got a +1.
Yeah, do it up. He is in fact a thug.
Boop.
Bummer.
That will hit.
It certainly does.
It's just 1d6. Non-lethal.
Yeah, you grab this guy by like his armor and just drag him into like the corner of the doorway there and just like crack his skull against it. He's like bleeding profusely. He goes to 1 hit point and drops to a knee. The others will flee. That guy will just surrender. He's not going to risk the attack of opportunity. He'll throw himself at your mercy rather than get the AOO from the scythe.
As we know it's coming.
We know what's coming. Combat is effectively over. These guys are going to run through the structure to get back out. Booking after them. You could probably catch like one of them before just mechanically they move at the same speed as you and they're further away than you are. So yeah. Some number of them get away. They're effectively worthless to you though. They just look like some thugs. But yeah, combat is over. Garm or anyone, do you want to stabilize the named dwarf? / do you want to stabilize the one guy that is not dead that Cobra has attacked?
Stabilize both, as I think we need to know what's going on here.
Sure. Yeah, combat is over. You can certainly ask questions and explore this area. Real quick, I'll just give you some descriptions of the rooms. The one next to you seems to be a room they slept in. The one to the left is a storage room. These 2 rooms here, the north one is like a holding cell, and the one beneath it is a furnace. And then this big area here, the circular one, this is a salt pit. It's about 30 feet deep, and it's down there that like all the salt is stored. And there's a handful of people down there that are certainly like laborers that are not being paid for their work, who have been arrested by the city, that are performing tireless backbreaking labor. And throughout this entire place, you can find a half dozen of these dissidents that have been wrongfully imprisoned or perhaps rightfully imprisoned, depending on your political views of the Chelish government. And yeah, there's one guy who seems to be the de facto leader of these people, as he's the only one that looks like he's not been super haggard by all of the work that they've had to do. Looks like he was in better shape than the others when it all started. And he tells you that his name is Forvin Crow.
Thorben Crow.
Indeed. I imagine you're gonna free these people, or take over the salt mines and reveal as evil characters, and begin.
We join the Chelish government.
Would you like to join the Chelish government? We could end the AP right now. Everything's been taken care of. Problems solved. But yeah, this is a mechanical thing for you, Garm. Once you rescue these prisoners, word spreads at the start of the next upkeep phase, and you gain 1d6 supporters.
Oh, gotcha. Nice.
So you can make a note of that. You could also, if you choose to recruit the rescued prisoners as a team of freedom fighters, as your recruitment action in the next phase, you automatically succeed when attempting to recruit these guys in the following week, if you choose to.
That sounds like a good idea.
Going through the loot or whatever, it seems as if all those guys have basically nothing of value, but Crosani, the dwarf, he had some pretty nice gear. He had these things. Can I just identify this whole thing, I wonder? Nope. Identified. Yeah, all this looks like. You find a couple of potions of cure moderate wounds and a Tanglefoot bag on this guy.
What is a Tanglefoot bag? Oh my.
Something you probably want.
It does sound like
There
a
you go.
good tripping hazard.
That's what you find on this guy.
Well, could you do me a favor and repeat the boons we just got for the
During
rebellion?
your next upkeep phase, you gain 1d6 followers, and then if you want to recruit a team of freedom fighters, you automatically succeed because these people you freed will join your cause.
Sick.
But you still have to take the action to recruit.
Right.
And if you choose to recruit freedom fighters, you succeed. But yeah. Boop. So you've got this dwarf. You've kind of cleared out the salt mines. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna take these Tanglefoot.
Yeah. You take the Tanglefoot bag.
Do we want to? Did we stabilize Crosani?
Garm.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna want to take him back and or at least question him somewhere.
Yeah.
You could turn him in at the local authorities.
That sounds like the best idea.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
It does sound like a terrible idea. I guess the real question is, what are you guys going to do with your prisoners?
Yeah, we don't have a salt mine to put them in.
I know.
You do not have a salt mine to put them in. First world problems.
Man.
What are we going to do with all these prisoners?
I know.
We can't put them to work for profit.
We could tie him up to the chair and put maybe a bag over his head so he can't see us anymore, or get a good sight of us,
Yeah.
and then question.
There's some black bags there. No, you
Nice.
definitely find, let's call it bondage material here. You can certainly tie this guy to a chair. You can also head over to the holding cell. There's some manacles and stuff bolted into the walls. And it looks like this is where the prisoners were kept against their will over the course of the last few days.
Yeah, this guy seems like he can use some handcuffs.
Sure.
It looks like he's a
shackle him up.
cleric of some sort.
You did not see him cast a spell, but you do find a he does not have a holy symbol. He just has
doesn't.
Asmodean iconography upon him.
Interesting. Well, cool. We'll get him stabilized, then I'm good for questions.
I do have a fun idea.
Sure, let's hear it.
We could take over the salt mine.
Oh my god.
The people that we just freed, we could employ them basically to run the salt mine, And then all the bad people that we are stopping throughout this campaign, we just send them to the salt mine.
Who would like to point out a flaw with that plan?
Let's hear it.
I will, but I'll give it to the floor.
Honestly, I thought it was a good idea.
So we just overthrew the government salt mine. If we take over the salt mine, the government knows we did it.
Mm-hmm. That's mine.
We can always just say that Crosani's really busy right now and just prolong the inevitable.
I'll point at his shield. They know this is what he's really busy with.
Yeah. Just a thought. Just a thought.
You've been hanging out with that fairy dragon too much, dog.
Love the heart,
Yuri's
though.
like, it's just a prank, bro. I just want to prank him.
Gone wrong, gone
Yeah, I
sexual.
imagine you strip this guy of his gear and shackle him up, and then wake him up at some point to ask him questions.
I don't know how to even leave his boxers on.
Sure.
Not in a. I think he might have something hidden.
Would you
in
like to
his-
strip him past his skivvies?
We have decency. We're not like them. Come on, Tommy.
He could be hiding a blade in his underwear.
If
You
he's
see-
hiding,
The nastiest dwarven bush you've ever seen.
Okay.
It is angry. It is aggressive. It seems
Once we
upset
see-
to see the light of day.
Once we see he doesn't have a weapon, we can put his skivvies back on in horror.
It's a good call.
Okay.
it's probably braided like his actual beard.
Oh my
It is
God.
definitely unkempt.
Is it the burning bush?
It
would
is.
be.
Is he redheaded?
He
Yes.
is.
All right.
Oh.
You want to wake him up?
Yeah, we'll make sure his eyes are covered.
Sure. He'll wake up and be like, and he'll like pull against his shackles and be like, what? And he kind of like shifts a little bit. He's like, did you take my pants off? What the fuck? That ain't right, man.
He's
I
blindfolded,
point to
right?
Yuri and
Yeah,
say,
I imagine he has a bandage around his head wound as well from Garm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bullet lodged in his skull. Yeah. He like
Listen,
pulls against his restraints and be like, ugh.
I put you back together the best I could, but you really don't want to open up that wound again.
Don't get nothing out of me.
I know.
Mm.
My hope is that we can at least have an understanding that these people don't need to be
I
here.
serve the Dark Father Asmodeus
Yeah.
in this life and the next. Oh, and he'll gotta
Yeah.
like spit up some blood. You make an knowledge religion check.
You serve him, but you didn't have any holy symbols or anything.
That is certainly true. Also, as he like speaks of his service to Asmodeus, you think he's like not quite right on some stuff. He certainly is like fanatically devoted to Asmodeus, but you also get the impression that he's pretty dumb. He's like, they took my holy symbol away at the church. Said I didn't have the gift of the gods, whatever that means. But I know the Dark One fills me with strength.
Oh, is that so? What kind of blessings does he bestow?
The fortitude to not take shit from pussies like you.
That's fair. Mine gives me the power to bestow light.
I like that, Peachy.
I think so.
is this a southern dwarf?
I think so.
Are you just making fun of my height now? Huh? That's what you've come to? Was that you, the scythe-wielding maniac? Where's the one of you that had that gun? Fucking coward. At least have the balls to shoot me in melee. Running over the fence, scampering away with your tail between your legs. Pansy.
I'll smack him. I'll just give him a backhand.
Goes
You
bad.
guys
Yeah,
unconscious.
Hey, Yuri, come on. You hurt people.
Okay.
Remember?
How
with
against torture is our group?
very
Got it.
systematically opposed.
I'm
Yikes.
chaotic good. I mean, if it gets us results in the
No.
name of good,
That's kind of what I expected. No response from Yuri, an okay from Tommy, and a no from Sierra.
I mean, if it gets us an answer,
We
Hey,
don't
hey.
have... Torture isn't the way.
I'll have only one hand in anything we do.
I'll tie one behind my back while both of his are manacled.
Do you want to you also have the thug unconscious as well.
Oh yeah, we can talk to that
Yeah,
guy.
let's talk to him. I think he'll be more understanding. He'll want to survive more.
Is your boss just... Does he not
is he all
understand?
manacled as well?
Yeah.
Does he have a bag
Same-
over his head?
Same treatment, I'd say.
Do you take his underwear
Yeah.
off?
Please
No.
don't.
oh,
I think
After the first
dwarf-
one.
Yeah, I think we learned
I
our lesson.
already know I can one-shot this man. Not worried about it.
Yeah. So he wakes up and he's like, oh no. Oh. He looks over at the door and he's like, God, didn't even get one of you. Well, I'm fucked.
Well, not
necessarily.
necessarily.
He,
I
like,
believe
winces in
it,
pain from like his broken collarbone where like the scythe cleaved through his chest.
we just talked to your boss. I don't understand what's wrong with him, but I think you do.
He's a sadist.
What do you mean?
He enjoys what we do here. Look, I don't relish the idea of, imprisoning my fellow citizens, but it's my civic duty to do this. Kintargo's under attack by a caravan of refugees from neighboring towns that have failed and from failed states across the ocean that are coming here as a refuge. We have a shining jewel of a city, and the people here have come to bleed us dry. They abuse our government programs. They live on the streets. They have no respect. They're ungodly. If my government tells me that I'm needed to round these people up and meet justice upon them, then I'm going to do that. But I don't agree with the beatings. That's not what we're about. We're about heritage, not hate.
But weren't you doing the beatings?
I mean, maybe some of the guys got carried away with it.
These are the people that live in Kintargo that make Kintargo great. We already have a great city.
They're misguided. They've been fed lies by the liberal poet media.
I'll make a diplomacy check at +1 as he's an evil character.
As
We
he's
go
making-
against his ways.
Can I clink my scythe like on the ground next to him?
Oh, just like a tapping, like
Yeah.
an unsettling tapping.
He'll be like, look at that. Yet again, when confronted with the facts, you can do nothing but threaten.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, Fox.
With your diplomacy check, yeah, this guy seems like a dullard. He's obviously just been, convinced by the Chelish nobility that what they're doing here is right.
Yeah, we'll try and get a better grasp of what Kasrani.
Oh, yeah. He'll tell you that he knows that, what he heard is that the previous owner here did owe back taxes, and that's why he was being arrested. They say that they just rounded up a bunch of poets and free thinkers, and it was an assault on free speech. It was a night of multiple coordinated tactical arrests of known criminal elements in the city. One of which was the owner of these salt mines. He legitimately didn't pay his taxes. When we moved in here, we found all his records. He had been siphoning money off to the black market. There's his logbooks. You can see all his contacts. So yeah, they tried to arrest him lawfully, I might add. And when he resisted, when he drew weapons against these officers of the law that put themselves out there on the front lines every day, they had to respond with lethal force.
Does this guy just have a Blue Lives Matter tattoo?
Yeah, he'll tell you about Krasani that he was going to be a cleric, but he didn't quite have the mental fortitude or aptitude to make it as a clergy. So he was bussed down to thug of the church and was sent out here to kind of take over this area and oversee this stuff and deal with like problem citizens that were sent here to work in the mines. And he kind of relishes the power that he has over people, and that he can like tell them when they can go to the bathroom and when they can eat and shit like that. He's just a sadist. But the guy you're questioning doesn't seem to be evil aligned, whereas Chrysani certainly is evil aligned.
So this guy's just dumb.
Correct.
I will grab the. He had mentioned the.
With your diplomacy check, though, Garm, you begin like talking about like, but what about the artist that got killed? Why did they kill artist? Well, I don't know about that. And then you like bring up that you were just talking to an artist who tells you about like all these things that have been happening in the artistic community and how they've been cracked down on. And he's like, well, I'd have to. I mean, I don't think that's true. I'd have to, of course, read those sources myself, but yeah, I'll agree that if what you're saying is true, that would be horrible. Like, he definitely doesn't like that, if that is true, though he doesn't believe that is true.
Yeah, he's open to being wrong.
Yeah, enough. He just wants to see the evidence. He wants to see the science behind it, if you will.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah. Well,
he needs to see more science.
But is he going to say it's fake science?
It's fake news.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I don't think it would be that bad because they don't have social media in Cantargo. So they will actually listen to other people's opinions rather than just an echo chamber.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we've talked to this guy. We can probably just let him go. Like, he'll probably end up being fine.
Yeah. I will grab the... I want to look at the books from the original owner just to kind of confirm his story.
Yeah. He'll be like, well, they were there, but Chrysani took him and put him in his footlocker. And you can go and get them. And you see that there's like a one style of handwriting for all these notations about like salt going in, salt going out. And then there's like an amount that's like being lost that seems to be increasing over the last few months. And then you see kind of like hidden in the margins of the book a tallying of coinage amounting in like several thousands of gold ultimately for the original owner of these like black market sales that were being lost.
Okay.
And then you see there's like a new section that starts written in Dwarven hand, maybe even with like some Dwarven notations, where you can see the same trend happening. It seems as if Chrysani was also selling salt on the black market, unbeknownst to his superiors.
Excellent. I'll bring
using
this to light.
The contacts that were, in the book.
Yeah. To help with this diplomacy check to try and convert this guy, I'll bring up the books and mention that Chrysani was not a good guy either, and you were following him.
What? I didn't know anything about that. We didn't look at the books.
It's plain and simple right here. It looks like your government that you follow is just as greedy as the previous.
He's fallible. He's one guy. I already told you he's a sadist and I didn't like him.
Yeah, but this is who they chose. This is who they thought would be the best fit for this job.
He'll kind of like put his hand to his head and be like, "I can't be. You wouldn't make a mistake like this.
This wasn't a mistake. This is what they wanted to happen."
Sure, make another diplomacy check. He's certainly like more inclined now. He begins questioning the things that he's been saying at the start of the conversation. And he's kind of unsure of where to go next.
Well, the first step is I don't think you're a bad person. I think you're just misguided. We can help, but that means you have to take steps. We need to make sure all the people that are downstairs get fixed up. They're all brought up here.
But how can it be? How can it be good to break the laws of our land? These are the laws. They were put in place by people in positions of power above us. They make the decisions. They're in charge. How could they be flawed?
The people above us aren't better than us or worse than us. They can make mistakes
Whoa,
too.
that's radical thinking.
Oh, that's
man.
crazy, man. That's crazy. I know.
What, you're saying we should, like, elect our officials?
Yeah,
like
and we should-
Andoran? Like
we
those
should-
horse lovers? Come on.
Dude, I know horsey, man. Horse girls. Tommy, tell her about the horses. Tell him about the horses, Tommy.
Horses are majestic and beautiful.
Goddamn right they are. They're
He'll
perfect.
chuckle and he'll be like, "You sound like those guys smoking flay leaf behind the school building when I was going to grade school. They had a lot of far out ideas too. A lot of them got conscripted, straightened up and flew right, did something with their lives. Look at you. What are you, a farmer? What are you, a barista? You're a rat. You though, he kind of points at Yuri. He's like, you look like you kind of got yourself together. What these people saying true?
Well,
I
of course.
believe we still took you out.
Even a blind
The
pig
rat
can find
barista and
truffles.
farmer.
Yeah, I mean, he's it's gonna take more than just this one conversation with him to get him to change his worldviews. But you certainly got him thinking more critically.
There we go. That's all we need.
Excellent.
Yeah, now we'll go talk to the sadist.
Yeah, you can bring the sadist back to consciousness and show him the ledger or whatever.
So,
Try some new dialogue options with him.
looks like you were doing the same thing they were.
He kind of shrugs. Still have a bag over my head.
Yeah, that's fair. But you know what I'm talking about. You were cooking the books as well, yeah?
We have your ledger
You-
right here.
Oh!
Did
Yeah,
you
I
just
was making a little scratch on the side, so what?
Or did you just read what he was doing and do the same thing?
Yeah. He was getting away with it.
You know they killed him, right?
Yeah.
He's stupid, though.
But you did the same thing he did.
Yeah, I didn't get caught doing it.
I caught you.
Yeah, you ain't the government, though. You ain't gonna turn me in.
But I could.
Tell you what, cut you in, you let me go.
But what if I do the same thing you just did?
But I work here.
But
You're
what if
outlaws.
you didn't?
You criminals, you are.
Yeah, but what if I just took over? Yuri, you came up with that idea. What if we just took this place over?
Make a bluff
Yeah.
check.
Shit.
I'll be like, nah. I'm sorry, I have to roll a die. Be like, oh. Come on, tell you what, I'll work for you then. I'll kick some of it back to you. Everyone wins. You don't gotta get your hands dirty. They look like they have nice, pretty clean hands. Sorry, they're behind the fence. Take
I was
care of
pretty
this for
safe
you.
back there.
Be nice and legal. Well, illegal.
Does he sound genuine at all? Like,
He sounds genuine that he wants to keep making money and not be arrested.
gotcha.
That's fair. I could vibe with that.
I guess if you want to get in, you have to explain what's been going on.
Sure. I work at the church. They needed someone to oversee a group of scoundrels that had been arrested. So I started working them. They complained a lot, so I worked them pretty hard. Some of them died. They were weak though. So I had to get more of them. Told the guards that anytime they can send one of them my way, give them a few gold pieces. So, got a little bit of a workforce now. Pretty easy. They do all the work. We make all the money. Seems like a pretty good deal to me. Win-win. So yeah, as long as they keep arresting people, we'll keep getting people to work here. And we'll keep making money. Huh? Seems pretty easy. Well, you did just beat the shit out of all my employees, so I'll probably have to go out and hire some more thugs. Watch the front, back, things like that.
I interject. You treat these people worse than farm animals.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. It's a good what do you call it? A melody. No, an analog. It's a good analog. Yeah, they're like animals. You just got to know how to work them. So I know how to work them. And he'll describe in great detail like how to get the maximum amount of yield out of one unit of slave.
I'm getting disgusted. And I'm getting
Oh, that's
ready
a good call. This guy's certainly evil.
to.
I have a new proposition, but it might be aligning towards the evil side. I don't know if I want to
If
mention
he
it.
says one more word, I'm gonna slap him.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
So
oh,
Okay.
I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull Ceratt aside.
sure. What's up, buddy?
This could turn out a little in our favor
What do you mean?
if we can. It's okay, Grace. It's okay. If we, she's like yelling at League of Legends. If we, now, if we were to employ this person, the guards are bringing him prisoners, people that we want to save, and they're getting a couple gold for it. Likewise, we also need to put people somewhere that we. What I'm saying is, we could do like a little switcheroo where, like, instead we start enslaving the bad people and then paying for the release of these people that the guards are bringing.
We are not having our own work camps.
Yeah, I think slave
We are
labor
not
is
also
not,
slavers.
Yeah, I don't even
What
think you can
the
roll chaotic
fuck?
good on this.
It could be. It could. We could pay them.
No, that's
they
still
couldn't leave.
slavery.
I mean, they
We-
pay people in prison. That's still slavery. Come on, dude.
Yeah, like if they don't have a choice to work, that's still slavery.
Okay. It was a bad idea.
Look, I liked what you were saying about letting the guards bring prisoners here and we free them that way. That one I was all good with. But not taking the prisoners from their side and making them work for us. We do need a place to keep people. That's a good point, but we just need to hire normal people to work the salt mines.
Yeah, it seems as you examine this place, it's not really fortified for holding prisoners.
Yeah.
The
We-
bars and stuff like that for the gates, the fences seems to be added more recently, and the holding cell or whatever is just an office that's been converted into a holding cell. So it's not a
Yeah.
very secure facility.
The most we could get away with is like getting one batch of prisoners and freeing them before the city's gonna crack down. But getting that one batch would be sick. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could if you would like to. Of course, that would probably involve working with this guy who is
Yeah,
lower
I don't
than
want to work with
Bond
him. Yeah. That'd be cool. Alternatively, we have 6 people we have to save right now, and I don't think we have the time and resources to save them and set up this network in time.
Oh, you're
I mean-
freeing the laborers. I'm kind of get like downtrodden, but well, they were kind of getting to the end of their usefulness anyway. It's probably gonna have to wait for a few of them to expire, maybe nudge a few more in that direction, and get a fresh batch in the next
I
week.
slap him.
That
Mid
goes
conversation.
unconscious.
Thank you. Yeah, so I think we should prioritize saving these 6, and once we have like enough resources to like get like a plan like that going, then we try and do something like that. But I think we're thinking too big right now when we already have a problem we don't know how to solve.
Yeah, slave labor boy.
I told you it was on the evil side.
Yeah, I mean, with the kind of small network of like a dozen or so people you've already incorporated into your resistance movement, these 6 people you've freed can certainly be disseminated throughout the city and be like hidden away and be safe from being rearrested. Kind of in block text, you don't have to worry about it.
Nice.
What do you want to do with Kosani?
I can just give him a swift death. We don't really have the facilities to take prisoners. And he
Yeah,
is pretty fucking evil.
yeah, we tried.
That's certainly an option. If you wanted to do not killing him, I would say that you could probably use the contacts that are in the ledger that you have, which like are shipping salt overseas, to just kind of like put him in a crate and just send him away if you didn't want to actually.
I mean, he's just gonna do this somewhere else. To
Uh,
other
I
people.
from
we
your
can.
conversation with him, you think he's pretty dumb.
He's just
He
a
was-
harmless
he was here
idiot.
because he was empowered by the church to be here, and he took over an operation that he discovered the previous guy was running. You don't think that he could probably set something up like this by himself, especially if you just send him like in his skivvies in a box marked for like Absalom.
No, he died.
I guess.
I was just saying, if you were struggling trying to find an alternative,
I like the
you could have
route.
a non-lethal alternative if you wished.
Well, we could take a group vote.
Death.
I vote for death as well.
I would vote for letting people be redeemed. If he just goes off somewhere random,
2 and 2.
maybe he has a chance.
All right,
Oh
do we
my
do a
gosh.
coin flip on this?
Or
A coin
we
flip
ask
to
our new
decide
pet
someone's
dragon.
life. We should just ask the laborers what they want. Do they think he deserves to die? Little mock trial?
That sounds like
Laborers
a
will tell you that he was
jury.
a terrible person, and as they like talk about it, you can see them like get more animated and like get more teary-eyed at like their fellows that died and stuff like that. And they will they certainly would vote to execute him, but not out of like a justice type thing, more out of like revenge. Like they would just want to see him dead, sort of thing.
We can let one of them do it.
Oh yeah, Formian will do it if you'd like him to.
Just
Yeah,
throw
he
them
will.
As you guys are deciding what's happening, he just like picks up one of the maces that's on the ground and he's like, I can fix this math problem for you real quick if you just give me a minute with him.
Just throw 6 sticks at the laborers and let the laborers deal with this?
I mean, I guess that counts as our weekly recruitment.
Sure, yeah. You guys kind of like
Blood in,
exit the
blood
room.
out.
As you exit the room, Forvian takes like the smelling salts and like wakes him up. He's like, "Oh, what's up?" And he like takes the bag off his head. He's like, "Hey, remember me?" Oh, and he's like, "Yeah, the piece of shit. He separated me from my son. Yeah, that was a mistake." And he like breaks his leg. He like cries out in pain. "Oh, I didn't mean it. I didn't know. I'm sorry." He's like, "That's what my son was saying the whole time too." He like breaks his other leg.
Jesus.
He like fucking executes this guy. Yeah,
We out.
sure. Street justice. I like it.
Call that a win.
Yeah. You guys could probably do like maybe one more side quest. You did a couple of days at the tavern. You did like a night here, maybe like a night recruiting those guys, getting them into houses. So you do like maybe one more thing before the evening, or before the end of the week rather.
Hilaria mentioned rebuilding her contact network. Maybe that's something we can start.
Yeah, you guys could kind of look for
I'm gonna
more
grab water
rumors.
real
Is
quick.
something you could do. Where
That
you like
too.
ask around town or whatever, see if there's anything new. If you want to do that, I'll just do a short break and I'll grab some water too, and then we come back in like 5 minutes.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, I'll do that. I will be right back in 5 minutes.
Well, what do we want to do?
No. Yeah, for whatever you guys want to do.
So let's see here. On my list of side quests, and maybe I'm missing some stuff, but there's the Red Jills, which I think we're still too weak.
Low level 4, yeah.
Yeah. There was rebuilding Laria's contact network. There was find the Hell Knight Order, which could potentially be an ally. Deliver / smuggle some textiles for Laria, which maybe we already did that. Oh. Maybe. Okay. And then I also heard there were some abducted singers that we could also look into. That's all I have on my list.
I would think Hell Knight Order or the contacts, because the contacts would help us with like information for the disappearances.
Yeah.
So I think having contacts would help with that.
We're taking a 5, Garm.
I'm back.
We're taking a 5.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about what we want to do next. Like we got little side quest stuff we can do for the afternoon.
What are we thinking?
I was thinking contact or Hell's Knights.
Oh yeah, there was that Order of Hell Knights that was like acting weird.
Yeah. There's also, let's see, so we've got Laria has a old network that we need to kind of rebuild. There's the Hell Knights, and then let's see. Oh, there's some abducted singers that we need to start looking into, I think.
And we can also go talk to the Free Press. We met those guys. They were at the rally. Might be worth Gregory.
Yeah.
That might be worth talking to.
All right. You guys good to go?
I need a minute. I had to set up my phone first.
Yeah. Those of you that are here, do you want to make knowledge local checks to look for new rumors?
Sure, actually, I can do a knowledge level check.
Yeah.
Can I make straight intelligence?
No, Yuri got you there.
Sick.
So, in addition to the thing about the red Jills, you have heard that in the Devil's Nursery, which is the slums over in the Redroof District, down over here, in like the poorest part of town, there have been, turn it down a little bit, there have been a few murders lately of tiefling citizens, which is why the city guard hasn't done anything about it.
Interesting.
Indeed. This ties into the thing you heard before, that there was once a local advocate for the tieflings named Stree of the Story, who worked to reverse this trend of tiefling stigmatism and earn a place of honor and respect for Cantargo's tieflings by founding the Cloven Hoof Society. She made
And
great
that got
strides in her
burned down.
mission. Yes, but it got burned down during the Night of Ashes, and she was disappeared or killed. And in the wake of that, there have been increasing acts of violence occurring in the Devil's Nursery, and it seems like every few days another body is found of a dead tiefling, and there's like no gangs claiming ownership of it or anything like that. No one's really done an investigation because it's just tieflings turning up dead. Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Indeed. So you've got that one, and you have the red Jills. Are your two little threads that you haven't investigated yet?
What races were you guys? I forget.
Aasimar.
Human.
So
Aasimar.
Rat.
me also being a looked down upon race, I kind of want to help the tieflings. I don't know about you, Caerrat.
Oh, of course. Any disenfranchised. Come on now. I'll say, looking down on you.
Being gay, I'm used to being disenfranchised as well. So I'm down to help. Out in the farmlands.
Not as much.
The farmlands, though.
Certainly elsewhere, but not as much in Cantargo. Cantargo is very progressive. Cantargo's like San Francisco or something. It's very forward thinking when it comes to that sort of stuff.
Bunch of
Remember,
hippies, man.
Cantargo is chaotic good. The alignment
We're
of the
just
city
instinct
is
battle.
the opposite of the alignment of the nation.
Well, I'm down to go investigate that. And we know a tiefling. What was his name?
The Devil's Threads?
Yeah,
Devil's
the
Oh
Devil's
Threads.
yeah,
Threads.
the one Caerrat was like having fun with.
Hamilton Hayes.
Yes.
And he's one of us.
Yes, Hemington Hayes, the owner of the textile shop. Do you want to go speak with him?
I think it'd be a good start.
He wasn't in the Devil's Nursery, was he?
No, but he's in the
And, like-
same district. He's like 30 minutes away or something.
Okay, so he might know something. I'm sure you need a new shirt. I think the last one got dirty immediately.
Yeah.
Didn't last very long.
Yes, I believe you got bit by a fucking crocodile.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, and I did.
Yep.
What time of day do you guys want to go over?
Oh, midday. Like,
Sure. You head over a little after noon to the Devil's Threads. Again, it's like the one nice old brick building out of all the other kind of more shittier buildings. You go inside. It's got the little bell at the door. There's lots of fine silken things hanging on various racks. It looks like there's a lot of custom fabrics here. And you see Hemington. Again, he's wearing very nice. Today he's wearing white robes with red on the inside, kind of a dual colored thing. And he's got a less subtle holy symbol of Milani resting across his chest right now on like a necklace. And as the door opens, you notice he like grabs like a shawl to put on over it all. And then as he sees it's you, he just leaves it off. He's like, greetings, my friends. Please, please come in.
Oh, what a blessing to see you.
Oh, no. He'll run over to Yuri and he'll kind of like examine your side and he'll see the like crude stitch work where you tried to like fix this shirt. And he's like, oh, no. Oh, dear. And he'll take your shirt off. And
I've
he'll
had
head
a run in
over.
these past couple of days.
Yes, indeed. God, it seems like you had a run-in with a thresher or something. By the gods. Surprised you're still in one piece. This shirt's been through quite a lot. I'll
Yes.
have to take me a little bit of time to repair this.
Oh, take your time. Take your time.
Well, what can I do for you? Surely this isn't a business call, otherwise you would have been in the moment this occurred.
Well, it's half a business call and half I'll like reveal my holy symbol. A brotherly call, I suppose.
But of course, brother. Now, as I'm sure you know, and it's well recorded, I tend to take a break at precisely, he'll kind of like look out the window, 12:43 in the afternoon for about 10 minutes. Could you turn my sign to closed and lock that door?
Yes. Union mandated break.
But of course, have to follow all the orders of our fair city. And its
Of course,
illustrious
of course.
leader. You close the door and pull the
praise me.
shades. Praise indeed. Yes. As he's like sewing the shirt. What can I help you with, brother?
So, we've been exploring the city, and I'll point at the garment that's badly damaged.
See
And
that? Exploring a sewer, more like it. He'll like smell the shirt.
it was a brief sewer. But we're headed into the Devil's Nursery, and I hate to be presumptuous, but I was
Why are you
hoping
heading
you could. We're taking a look into the Cloven Hoof Society. We
Pity what happened there. Stray was
Truly.
really beginning to make strides for us, you know?
and my goal is that she can return and continue making those strides.
I'd heard that she died.
I have heard that a lot of people died during the Night of Ashes. Some people say she was killed, some say she was missing, but I want to know what actually happened.
She'll kind of give a nod. Yes.
I was hoping, do you have any leads into the Devil's Nursery before we begin wandering around?
Well, if you're looking into those murders, sadly you won't find any bodies to investigate. As a practice here in Cantargo, due to problems with the undead previously, any bodies are incinerated after their demise. You could speak with the woman who found the most recent body. She's a younger tiefling named Zia. I see her from time to time. It was news traveled through here. She found the last one a couple of days ago. She seemed pretty tilted by it. It definitely threw her off her game. I think this one was particularly young. Not a pretty thing to have happen. And And he kind of looks very sad and like somber, and the atmosphere in the room drains a little bit, you know, as he's like talking about like a dead child. And then he's like, unlike this shirt, which is fantastic. And he hands it back to you, Yuri, and he's done a pretty remarkable job of fixing it.
Hamilton, and the fine quality as always.
But of course, no charge. You'll find Zia. She'll probably be in the nursery itself. Just look around for her. You'll notice her. She wears plain gray robes. Some order she belongs to or some such.
Sure. Thank you very much for
Is that the
fixing
Milani
shirt.
order?
Definitely sounds like it.
Well, if there's nothing else, he will go over and take like his cup of tea and just kind of chug it and be like, hits the spot every day at 12:47. Could you open the door, please?
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
A pleasure as always. Thanks for coming in. Tell your friends our scarves are half off.
Will do.
Yep. You guys can head over to the nursery itself. The so-called Devil's Nursery is basically just slums. They are structures that are built on top of each other, almost precipitously high. There are these four-walled buildings that have holes in the roofs, but people still live inside these kind of ruined structures where like the wood has rotted away and the clay tiles have fallen through. And they've just put cloth and things like that across it to try and keep the weather out. This place is exclusively tieflings. You guys stick out pretty well. You guys stick out pretty well, and it's not before long that someone approaches you, matching the description of that woman that you were told to find.
Zia, I presume?
Yes. Do we know each other?
No, but I'm excited to.
I see. I just figured I'd tell you that that alley you're heading down, there's a group of kids there that like to pickpocket you and distract you by throwing manure at you. And she gestures up at the top of the building. And you see there's like 4 tiefling adolescents holding a pail of something.
Oh, how foul. I'll reach into my pocket and pull out a few copper pieces and like set it down on a barrel or some shit for them. How absolutely foul. I'll kind of laugh.
One of them will shout down like, "Hey, fuck you, Zia! That one was ours!" And she'll like flip him the bird. She'll take you off to the side where you guys can chat. What is an Aasimar doing in the Devil's Nursery?
I like to think we can all wander around this city safely, but apparently manure gets thrown at us.
She'll chuckle. If you think that, then you're not a tiefling in Kintargo. This is definitely the place that we can walk around safely. The rest of the city is not.
Yes, and I wish I could say that was the first time I had seen manure being thrown this week, but alas. My name is Caerrat, and I was
Pleasure
told
to
to come.
meet you, Caerrat. She'll shake your hand. As soon as you touch her hand, she'll be like, "Ah!" I'm just kidding.
Nah, that's funny.
I'll
do that one
being
next
so
time.
close to the gods and all.
Most of them aren't too bad.
Is it true that you fart rainbows?
No, it's actually sunshine.
Oh, but of course. She chuckles.
I hate to so quickly sour the mood, but we were told you found the last body here in the nursery.
Oh, the murders. Yeah, she gets a much graver appearance as she begins speaking about it. She's like, must have been no more than 13, 14. It's a little boy. Really just seen him around from time to time. He was a good kid. He wasn't involved in anything too nefarious, just like a little bit of light vandalism and stuff like that. Nothing worse than I used to do at his age.
We all do dumb things.
Yeah, he was in that alley down there, and she'll like gesture, a couple of blocks away. Just found him face down. It's horrible. Pool of blood. Just like the others. She'll like shake her head.
Did you find more of them?
Oh no, but words spread. She'll tell you that she found him, and his face was incredibly swollen, and it looked like he'd gotten the shit beaten out of him. And she thinks he was beaten to death. But if you want to examine his body, it hasn't been cremated yet. It's at like the church over there.
Okay.
If they'd let us.
Yeah. You can head over to like the little chapel of Asmodeus, where there is a tiefling there who looks like they don't enjoy their job or their status in life. They're like, "Oh, it's you. Yeah, Zia, what do you want?" These outsiders, they want to examine the body of that kid that was found. They can't do that. They don't have any right to do that. Listen, they're the only people that have even come to look into this matter. Maybe we should just let them look at it. Rules the rules. The Lord of Lords demands, you gotta get the right forms, and she'll kind of like massage her temple and be like, "Do you have a gold piece?"
Probably. Yeah, I'll pull out a gold.
She'll take the gold piece and be like, "Thanks," and she'll hand it to him and be like, "Why don't you go get the forms for us?" And he's like, "All right, Zia," and he'll like tuck it into his belt loop and walk off.
Oh, that's good.
She'll be like, "I love bureaucracy. It's so easy to get around."
It's just easy to navigate.
She'll lead you into like a little side room where there is a white linen cloth pulled over the kid's body, and she'll be like, "Take your time. I don't want to see it again." And she'll like wait outside.
Of course. Thank you for taking us this far.
Yeah. You can pull back the linen cloth, and you can see, as described, like an adolescent tiefling boy. His face is horribly purpled. You can make a heal check. Or a perception check. Whoever would like to examine this body.
I'll do perception.
Yeah. With the perception check, you notice that this teenage tiefling body has little bite marks all over its hands and neck. And you see little chunks of missing flesh. And the bite marks are if, like, a toddler was biting him. Basically, the gremlins that you fought earlier, something that sized. Though it doesn't look like the same facial structure or whatever as the things that you fought previously. It's like a different creature.
It wasn't the gremlins, but something that size.
Yeah, Caerrat knows exactly what they are out of game. As examining his face, you discover that his face is so bloodied and purpled because it looks like all of his teeth have been ripped out.
Huh.
You can anyone now can make a knowledge nature check combining these clues to learn what killed this guy.
I don't have knowledge nature.
You guys are unsure what killed him.
Were they beaten to death by those Chelish thugs?
You think this guy definitely died from blood loss from having all his teeth ripped out.
Nice.
You think he was exsanguinated. He was not beaten to death. It looks like, maybe like took a couple of like little blows to the face or something as he was getting accosted by whatever did this to him. But that was not the cause of death.
But it was definitely the
The cause of death was getting 32 teeth ripped out of his head, each one doing a point of charisma damage.
That's not good for you.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
It's a good way to die.
It is, in fact, a good way to die. Not a good way to die.
And these murders happen every night, like routinely?
Yeah, as you guys are kind of like putting this information together, the door will open and be like, "All right, I got hey, you're not supposed to be back there. Get out of there. Damn it, Zia." And you guys will kind of be kicked out of there.
Can I make a spellcraft check to identify that item?
What item?
The one on Kasarani.
I should have identified everything. What is it?
Oh, okay.
There is an unidentified item, though, isn't there?
What is it called?
I've never played.
What it just says unidentified item? Doesn't tell you anything else.
Did we already drop it into the inventory sheet?
I didn't drop anything into the inventory sheet. I just linked the stuff.
Ah.
But it should all be identified on my end. There are 2 potions, Cure Moderate Wounds, Tanglefoot Bag, and nothing else magical. But I will throw it into your party sheet now.
Okay.
So, boop.
Whatever you just put on.
Arrows?
Yeah.
Arrows 20. Sure. My secret's out. You got arrows. You son of a bitch.
That's the secret tech. Fuck
And
guns.
then you took the Tanglefoot bags?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just delete them.
I assume someone took him.
Oh, you got it. There's 2 of them there, Yuri.
There. Okay, I got him now.
Yeah. That is... Sorry, so you're outside with Zia. And she's like, well, did you learn anything? Like I said, he was beaten, right?
No, all of his teeth were ripped out.
Oh my god. I didn't look closely. I just saw, the body and then got people. His teeth were ripped out, you say? She'll roll a d20. I think I remember some sort of like nursery rhyme or something. Yeah. I bet if you asked around, someone would know what that creature is.
Yeah, we'll start bothering random people on the streets.
Yeah, the other question you had, though, was how frequently this stuff happens. She says it happens every, seems like every, 1 to 3 days, one of these attacks occurs.
And can we see the alley where you found it? Or at least tell us where it is.
Yeah, she'll, point it out, and she'll say the bodies have just kind of been, haphazardly around the Devil's Nursery. There's no, discernible pattern. The pattern would be there's, 5 or 6 of them in this area. That's the pattern that they've found so far. And she thinks that the word on the street was that they were just getting beaten to death. But if all of them were like this one, they probably would have assumed they were getting beaten to death. But it could have very easily just been, getting their teeth ripped out. You spend 2 hours asking around about this sort of creature. You go back to the Devil's Threads or whatever. And someone's able to tell you that they think it's a tooth fairy. Sounds like more than one of them, which are evil fae that fly around with pliers and rip people's teeth out. Sounds like what this is.
Well,
Indeed.
I guess we just stake out for the evening and see if something happens.
Find the nest of tooth fairies.
Because, they were worried about people getting beaten to death. People in the Devil's Nursery have been going to bed sooner and sooner, and they've not been going out by themselves. So, if you guys wanted to, you could be outside by yourself and probably draw their attention. Wandering around in these areas where the previous attacks have occurred.
Go on a little night patrol.
Sure. Would you
Well,
like to do that,
just,
Tommy? And then
over
everyone
there.
else would like to be maybe a little distance away and hidden?
Yeah. Who's got the
Well-
highest AC in this party?
Sure.
And hit points.
I'll
Let's roll a
sneak in the
die.
back.
Yeah. It takes a couple of nights, but on the 3rd night that you're out on patrol, as you say, you are certainly ambushed.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Just do it.
Indeed, let's go. As you very energetically said. Let us do.
This is gonna go well, is it? Hopefully you guys aren't that far behind me.
It's not gonna go fantastic. That's for sure.
I know what's about to happen and I can't stop it.
They're going to descend upon you. Oh no.
Garm, be honest with me. How many good rolls do I need to get out of this?
Oh, you'll get out of it, just not unscathed.
So we're not going
I
to use a
did
map for
it.
this, but we are going to do some dice rolling. So you're out on patrol in an alley. There
Okay.
are it's relatively quiet. There's some people maybe 30 plus feet away from you in various storefronts and things like that, closing their
Mhm.
windows down. Night sets in good and well. It's 10 o'clock or something. Dark out. There's not a lot of torchlight here in the Devil's Nursery, as everyone has dark vision. But
No.
silhouetted against the night sky, you see a flock of crows in the distance. They seem to be circling overhead, and then they like begin descending upon you. And as this group of like 8 flying creatures flock down upon you, you can see what they look like. And they do not look friendly. They look like this.
Oh my gosh.
And they will engage you in combat. I will roll initiative. I'll give you guys an overnight rest. And then we'll do a roll on initiatives. They come down upon you. 2 of them come down into your square. Normally this would provoke, but because you haven't acted yet, it does not. One of them will like land on your shoulder and bite you. The other one will stay outside of your square, but with these pliers will reach into your square and try to fish them into your mouth. So this one will bite you. It hits you. And then this one will attempt a combat maneuver check against you. A 10 will fail. So this thing takes its pliers and tries to fish them into your open mouth as you're calling out that you're under attack. And you manage to bat it away. The other one, however, does in fact bite the crap out of you. You take 1 point of damage, as they only do 1 point of damage, and I need you to make a fortitude save against paralysis.
What? Oh my god.
You are paralyzed as this thing bites you.
Oh my god.
That was their turn. Sezzix, you see your companion batting off a couple of these weird flying Zubat-looking things, and there seems to be 6 more in the air that haven't gone yet.
I'll just blast one of the ones in the air.
Sure. Do it up. Here's their descriptive text. This gaunt fairy has tattered ears, yada, 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 yada. Wanting to blast one in the air, a 13, you say, will miss. It goes wide. These things are very tiny and hard to see. More will go. 2 more will land on Tommy's shoulders as he's now paralyzed and try to fish his teeth out of his mouth. Against your combat maneuver defense while paralyzed, those will certainly succeed, as it's your CMD minus your dexterity. -4 or something. Your dexterity goes from being a +1 to being a -5, so you lose 6. So you have an 11. So 2 hits. 2 of these pliers come in one after another into your mouth, grab onto like a molar or like maybe your incisor, and rip it out of your skull. You take 2 points of charisma damage and 2 points of damage, and begin bleeding from the mouth. The third one will go over and try to bite Sezzix. It will enter your square, Sezzix, provoking an attack from you. Do you have a melee attack?
I do not.
You like swat at it with your hand, like, get out of here. A 12 to hit you?
Nope.
It misses. Tommy, you are paralyzed for this round. At the end of this round, you kind of like shake it off and you're no longer paralyzed. But it does eat your turn. The other 2 will go. They will descend onto Tommy. 1 will bite at him, provoking as it moves into your square. You can make an attack on it. So this little fucker flies into you, provokes an attack. A 14 misses. You swing at it as it's coming in, like swinging at a baseball at like a slow-moving wiffle ball. It just kind of like wafts past your blade, and it will like land on your shoulder. It'll try to bite your ear off. It hits. Make a fortitude save. You take 1 point of damage. You are not paralyzed. Fuck
Woo.
these creatures.
Woo!
The next one will try to just get a tooth. Ooh, a 23 will succeed against your combat maneuver defense. You take another 1 point of charisma damage, and another 1 point of actual damage as it rips, let's say, one of your front teeth out. Maybe like down on your lower section there, just kind of like pry one of them out. It hurts an incredible amount. Yuri, your companion has 7 tooth fairies in his square or around his square, trying to get into his mouth and rip out his teeth.
Well, I'll run over to him.
Sure.
And I guess I'll attack one of the ones that are,
Oh yeah,
around him.
you can attack one of them. You'll only get one attack because you had to move this turn to get into range.
My gosh.
That will miss. These things seem very hard to hit.
Yes.
It might be worth not power attacking in the future, Tommy. Caerrat, as they don't look like they have a lot of health.
You got Fireball yet, level 2?
You know, I thought about it, but I don't. They're taking bleed damage, right?
Yeah, Tommy takes 1 point of damage at the start of his turn.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I'll just like walk up and cast Bless.
Yeah, the 3 points of charisma damage are more painful.
Yeah, I think the +1 to hit will hopefully do something.
The one tooth fairy that hasn't gone yet seems to be like keeping a weather eye on the situation. He will descend upon you, Caerrat, and he will attempt to get his pliers in your mouth. Oh yeah, he gets a tooth.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
As you're there, like, I call upon the power of Milani, bless my companions. You feel something land on your head, and as you look up, pliers come in, grab onto your tongue, you like cry out in pain, and it'll like break off a chunk of your tongue and rip it out, and you take 1 point of charisma damage and begin bleeding from the mouth. The 2 that went first that are still harassing Cobra will continue to harass Cobra. They'll both just try to plier in there. Get some of that hot tooth action.
Yes.
2 hits, 2 more charisma damage to Cobra. And Cobra's bleeding. Sezzix.
I mean, I guess I'd try another shot.
Sure. There is one right next to you. Do you want to shoot that one or one on Cobra?
Cobra's about to die.
Cobra has like 6 of them crawling over him, ripping his teeth out. Cobra's face is getting all purpled. There's blood shooting out of his mouth. He's like crying out in pain. You can't really understand what he's saying anymore because he's whistling all the time. As they're giving him meth teeth. Things are not going
Sure,
well
I'll
for your
shoot one of
boy.
the ones on Cobra.
Yeah,
It's
it hits.
22.
Go and roll your damage. You blast this thing in the side. It kind of like dramatically takes it in the chest, cries out. It goes like, "Ee!" And then it like flops through the air and like flops to the ground, and then it like chuckles and flies again. It seems hurt but not dead. That though will distract 2 of these tooth fairies. One was inside your square. It will just try to bite you again, Tommy. It is unsuccessful. The other 2 will fly away from you, Cobra. They'll provoke. They don't seem to care. You can make an attack of opportunity on one of these things that flies away from you. They're going to that gun boy.
Damn it. Oh, I didn't drop it.
Will miss. You swing your scythe through the air, and one of them go like, as you miss it. And they'll go over and descend upon Sezzix. Attempt to fish their pliers into his mouth. Ooh, one of them gets in there. 2 of them get in there against your CMD. I think both those succeed. Yep.
They both do.
Sezzix, you take 2 points of damage. Ooh. I think you, for some reason, had damage on you. You take 2 points of damage and 2 charisma and are bleeding.
Did I get an attack of opportunity too? Because I was right
evens
next
you
to...
can. Yeah, you can get it. They're like all
Okay.
around him, you know,
Yeah.
in vague space. Go ahead and make an attack on one as it flies by.
Sweet, sweet. +1 because of bless.
Heck yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Oh, you hit.
Cool. Let's do some damage.
Yeah,
7.
as this one's flying by, you like grab it by the legs and whip it into the ground. As its skull connects with the cobblestones there, it explodes. It dies. So we'll do one less point of damage to Sezzix and one less charisma damage to Sezzix. So he only has 1 point there. This thing explodes in a cloud of sparkling fairy dust. I need both you and Tommy to make fortitude saves as this nauseating scent fills your lungs.
Gosh.
This is a poison effect. Nice. Solid. You're okay, Yuri. Tommy, you're sickened. You get a -2 to D20 rolls for this next little bit of time. As when this thing hits the ground, it explodes into like nauseating fairy dust that covers you. That was their turn. Tommy, you're up at the start of your turn. You bleed a little bit from the gaping holes in your mouth. You are welcome. I've given you that gift.
Are there any in melee range right now?
Yeah, there's like 5. 2 of them,
Okay.
3 of them. There's some number. Unfortunate. It dies. It explodes. Yuri, make a fortitude save. Tommy's already sickened. You can roll your damage. They have 5 hit points. I think your minimum kills it. It explodes.
That was the minimum. Hey.
Yeah, you are not sickened. 2 dead. These 2 will go. I think one of these was on you. We'll say that's the one that died. There was one on you. The other one will go. This one will attack Yuri. Try to get them pliers in there. Yeah!
Damn.
I'm uglying everyone up. Yuri's got 1 K.
That's all right.
Yuri, start your turn. You bleed. You are missing. What's your favorite tooth?
Left canine, probably.
Or if you have any facial piercings, I would take one of those instead.
I don't have any.
All right, just a tooth then. I'd take a nose ring. Any of you guys have a nose ring?
No.
Not anymore is the correct answer.
Yes.
Used to have a stud.
Oh,
I have
did you?
Albert.
No.
It
No,
also
I'm too
took
scared of
it also
needles.
took your septum. Yeah. Fucking yanked it.
Hey,
Yeah,
do
Yuri,
I would.
what do you want to do?
How
Cargo.
effective do I think the Tanglefoot bag would be against
Worthless.
any creature? Worthless. Gotcha. I'll attack
These
one
things
of
will
them.
die when you punch them.
Well, I was wondering if so
You'd
it
only be
says
able to get 1, I think.
okay. Yeah, it only says 1, but I thought
Yeah.
maybe because it'd be tiny, I could probably get more than 1. But
Hmm,
no.
I don't
Okay.
think it's worth it. I think it's better for you to take 2 attacks.
Okay. I'll attack one of them up in the air.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 of them flying around you guys.
Yeah, give myself the modifier.
Hits.
19. Sweet. 1 dead.
You have 2
I see.
attacks. Dead.
Sweet. I'll attack another one.
Very good. It explodes. Make a fortitude save.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
That attack misses.
Yeah.
Boom! You poof another one.
Oh no.
Ha, you're sickened now as well. Seerot, you take 1 point of damage as you bleed from your mouth. There is one on top of you. Excuse me?
The blessings of Milani, but I'm missing my tongue.
The blessings of Milani, but I'm missing my tongue.
I'll just channel energy to stop all this bleeding.
Sure. You top everyone off. You still have holes where your teeth used to be. The one on top of you will snarl. It'll attack you once with its pliers. It is successful. It will claim a tooth. You begin bleeding again. You have 2 points of charisma damage. It will then fly 60 feet up into the air.
No, I need those.
What's your favorite tooth? I know that you said you didn't want to get a piercing because you're afraid of tattoos, but because you're afraid of needles, you got really drunk a while ago and you got a nipple piercing. When you were hanging out with that half elf, it took it.
No,
It took the tip of your nip.
They can't take Risto's nip tip.
Not the tip.
I can't lose Risto's nip tip, Walter.
Sezzix, one will attempt to plier you. It is unsuccessful. The other one will attempt to plier you. It is more successful. You begin bleeding. You take 1 more point of charisma damage. Sezzix, over to you. So anyway, you started blasting.
Yep. Fuck. Does +1 change anything?
It has an AC of 16.
Nope.
Boom! It goes wide. At this point, like the people in their buildings and stuff had started coming out to see this like combat that's happening. Tommy, this one wants to paralyze you, so it's going to fly past your scythe and try to bite you. You can make an attack of opportunity as it closes with you. Oh, you're too slow.
Yeah, roll today.
It bites you. Make a fortitude save. You have a -2 on this because you're sickened.
Oops, that's +2.
Yo, you're totally fine. Tommy, you're up. There's one sitting on your shoulder, making fun of you, shaking its butt in your face. I imagine you backhand this thing off you, and then while it's stunned, you scythe it apart.
Yeah.
There's a little satisfying pop, like setting off a firecracker when you're a 10-year-old, as this thing explodes, getting its fairy dust all over you. You're already sickened, so it's fine. There seem to be less and less of them left. Yuri.
I'll
Looks
attack
like
one right
the flock only has 3 or 4 of them left. One of which is retreated to the sky.
I'll attack one of them that's next to me.
Sure.
It's a -1 total because
Yeah,
of the
correct.
because of the
bless.
fairy dust. Yeah, and bless. Okay. Oh,
Oh, you hit.
that'll do. That'll do.
Yikes. Yikes. You just like take your hands and kind of like do like the clap move on this thing and it just pops. It is also dead.
Is there another one next to me?
No, there's one up in the air and 2 on Sezzix.
Gotcha. So I haven't used my movement yet. I guess I'll go towards Sezzix
Yeah.
and help him out.
Let's hear it.
That motherfucker stole my nipple piercing.
Yes,
It's
it did.
unacceptable. I'll draw my fucking gun.
Your crossbow?
Let's fucking
Yeah!
go.
Damn!
Oh.
Oh my god.
On a wing and a prayer. Roll it up. It did not crit, sadly.
So just 7 damage.
Yeah.
He's in the air. I'm holding it with one hand. I
Dude,
pull it off.
Is this your first kill in the game?
This is my first kill.
Dude,
Man.
you execute this tooth fairy. You dust this motherfucker as he's cresting right up there with the moon behind him, perfectly silhouetted. It's a beauty of a shot. You'll be telling this story in hunting lodges until the day you die.
I learned from you, Sezzix.
I just imagine you're like level 15 or whatever. You're like wearing like a nice ascot and like a little sweater vest. You're in like a nice den with like a crackling fire talking to some stuffed shirts. And you're like, did I ever tell you about the time I shot this tooth fairy? It's a beauty of a shot. Must have been 60 feet away, straight up in the air. I marked the curvature of my crossbow. You describe everything in detail, and everyone kind of like takes it in. And one guy's like, you say you took your nipple piercing?
That's the shocking part of that story.
Yes, but
The other 2 will withdraw as Yuri has also come in. One will move without provoking Austin to see how that goes if you want to get an attack on it.
Oh, totally.
They're flying away. So one's heading out first.
Oh, and that one.
As he flies past your ear and like spits in it, you get like a natural 1 to attack him. He whizzes by and kind of does a drive-by, and he grabs up some teeth that are on the ground from these fairies that are like harvesting your teeth, and then they explode, right? And like what they're holding flies in random directions. So it like does like a buzz and scoops up a handful of teeth, and then begins flying off. The other one just goes nya 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 nya, and will follow behind it, taking the withdraw action. You could probably track these 2 down, as they have some of your teeth.
And we probably need those back.
Do they have a nipple ring? On a 3, they have the ring. No, you have yours. You have your nipple ring back.
Yeah, that nipple ring's falling as they're doing this. It's in the midair, man.
Oh, is it? All right, I'll make reflex.
I have to.
I'm gonna see if I can catch that thing. I get a 13. What'd you get? I actually got much higher than a 13. I got an 18. If you beat an 18, I'll say you get it.
No, we have to go, guys. We have to go chase
You
them
see
down.
it falling. It's silhouetted by the moonlight. Some torches have been lit as like various shops are opening their doors. You're getting ready to catch this thing. It's going to be a beauty of a catch. You were never athletic as a child, but like this is something you can do. Gravity is doing the work. You're just in the right place at the right time. And a pair of pliers whacks you in the nose as this thing flies by and just snatches it out of the air in front of you.
Oh my gosh.
And zooms off.
The hunt continues. The Ranger Lodge story isn't done, boys.
The True Shot
Story-
Lodge?
Story gets better and better.
Oh, God.
Yeah, why don't you guys make perception checks to try to track down these fucking tooth fairies?
Okay,
These
can I get a
8
shot off
CR
if they
1
run
quarter
away?
creatures that attacked you.
Do I get a shot off as they run away?
You can. It would be at a penalty. Because
How
they're
much?
beyond your first range increment. So it would be at a penalty and it would not be against touch.
I can use a grit point to extend my range increment.
Do
by
it up,
one.
man. There's 2 fairies. One has all your guys' teeth. The other one has just Garm's nipple ring. Which one do you want to shoot?
I shoot for the nipple ring.
Do you want your
needs to get the
fangs
nipple
back or
ring.
do you want the nipple ring back?
He needs to get his nipple ring back himself. I will shoot. for the
Yeah! Oh, it hits.
Dead.
You
did.
shoot that one, and it makes like airplane noises. It goes like as it's falling, and then it hits the side of a building and explodes. Your guys' teeth shower down into the alley and kind of bounce off the ground and make clattering noises.
I will.
Can I
go
take
find
my
him.
shot for the nipple ring?
You can take a shot for the nipple ring. It's
Shot
gonna
for the
be
nipple
it's
ring.
gonna be hard though.
Sure.
Oh, you got get another
He's
nat
like got
20.
some
Then it's a
cover or
story.
something. He's zooming.
Oh, he's a slippery fuck. I know. That's probably not enough.
It whizzes by and thunks into like the wooden sign right next to him, and the sign creaks, with the impact of the bolt. And he kind of looks over his shoulder and buzzes away.
All right, I got a question. Can I throw a javelin in honor?
Yeah, I mean, you guys can make attacks. You could also make a perception check to just follow him and chase
I
after
got a
him.
28.
I'm gonna
I'll
throw a
follow after.
javelin.
Yeah. Well, Yuri will follow after him. Everyone else made attacks this turn.
I don't
I
have
wanted to
range
go out
attacks.
with the greatest story.
You throw your javelin. It is very bad. We will not be reciting that part of the story at the hunting lodge. Whatever happened
Nope.
with that javelin, but it was not a good attack roll.
Well,
And I
it's
throw
my
it so
story.
badly that I can't even recover it.
Yeah,
Okay, unrecoverable.
you'll
All
tell
right,
your
then.
companions you were looking for it and lost sight rather than making an attack roll because that was so embarrassing. Gary, give me a perception check.
You got 18.
Yeah, I made
Oh,
one
an
earlier
18?
for 18. Yeah.
Oh, certainly. You can easily follow it. You guys, following behind Yuri, it takes about 10 minutes as this thing, it moves very fast, but it also moves like very erratically. If it was going in a straight line, you would never be able to catch it, but it'll kind of like fly down an alleyway. You'll hear it buzzing. You'll chase after it, and then you'll get a glimpse of it like going over the building. So you'll have to go all the way around the building, and then you'll see it in that alleyway, like sitting, perched on like a lampshade or something, like high up on the building. And as it sees you, it'll like squeak. And it's got like Garm's nipple ring. It's eaten the flesh off of it now, and it's just got like the ring itself. And it's like got it in its teeth, and it'll like hiss at you, and then it'll fly away, and you'll keep chasing it. But after about 10 minutes of following it, it seems to have gone into the top of a abandoned slum-like building. And when you guys go in there, you find this kind of like dilapidated building where part of the cellar has collapsed, but also remains open, and you can see like a soft light coming out of there once you're inside. And heading down in there, you see a single oil lamp that's burning. It seems to have like a cracked glass thing. It's definitely like a salvaged item. And you see a pretty impressive pile of teeth.
Damn.
Maybe like 6 or 7 people's worth of teeth. And you see the distinctive glint of a nipple ring. It is resting on the head of the only tooth fairy that survived, who is sitting on a throne that seems to be made out of some sort of skin and hair.
God.
And around him, embedded into like the rotten chunks of wood, are various tooths of various sizes. And you can hear, as you're approaching, like a little plinking noise. And when you head down the cellar and see him in this little like 5x5 area, he's taking his pliers and he's like hammering the teeth into the rotting wall around him. And he's got like a little bit of a mosaic going on. Maybe he's got like a 12-inch by 12-inch section he started like designing with teeth. And as he like turns and looks at you, he hisses. He's like, "Yeah, what are you doing here? This is my empire."
Give back the nipple ring.
My crown? I've earned this crown. On the field of battle, I lost 7 noble squires to acquire my prize.
And was it worth it?
Yes, it's fantastic. Look at my crown. It was well worth it.
Guys, I need my nipple ring back.
Punch him in the
Am I
fucking
10
face.
feet away from him?
Oh yeah, if you want to go fight him, you can certainly kill this creature in block text.
No, I'll throw the tangle bag. Tangler's bag.
Yeah, you throw your tanglefoot bag at him. He's caught surprised by it and just kind of gets glommed and stuck to the wall. His little butterfly wings twitch.
Yeah,
He's like
I think he can make
plastered
like
there.
I think he can make like strength checks to get out of it and stuff like that.
Yeah. After a couple of rounds, it goes away, so you can have to like stuff him in a sack before that happens.
Yeah, sure.
You can recover all of your teeth, and Garm with healing magic can spend a few hours probably inserting all of your various things back into your body.
Yeah. Surgery.
Garm is certainly now in canon missing a nipple, though. I'll let you choose right or left. I'll give you some agency back.
Evens for
I'm
right.
nothing if not magnanimous as a game
No.
master.
Evens for right.
It's a good man right there.
God.
It's a good man.
Evens for right.
Took the right nipple. Perfect. Yeah, this tooth fairy here and his brethren, in speaking with him, it's kind of hard to get a good conversation out of him. He tells you that he showed up just a few weeks ago, honestly. He says that he and his people came here, found this new world full of subjects that refused to bow. So they decided to build a palace. Well, that other guy did when he was the king, but I'm the king now because that guy's dead. So now it's my palace. So he's building a palace here in this strange new world. And if the people would do the right thing and pay their annual tithe of teeth, there would be no need for violence. And if you mention, like, you've killed, like, multiple people in just a few amount of weeks, it's like, no. We collect a tithe every year.
What do you mean?
Like 1 year is 1 day.
I don't
To
know what
them?
days are.
How long is a year?
Well, when the sun goes away, if
Yeah,
the
that's
sun
a
comes
day.
up, that's a new year.
That's a day.
No, it's a year.
Okay.
It's a fucking
He
day.
describes to you the world he's from seems to be the first world. And he doesn't understand what the material plane is.
Yeah, so days here are like nothing. Days where you're from are like really short.
Well, it's a good thing there's enough people here to pay their teeth tithe.
No, we're not paying that.
But you have to. This is my kingdom.
It's not actually.
It is actually. I was 7th in line to the throne and you killed everyone else. It is now my kingdom.
How are you? Okay. Yeah, we.
Can I slap him?
You killed my sister cousins and my mother father.
Yeah, can we just?
Can I blast him?
Yeah, you can kill them if you'd like to. You don't want to treat with my chaotic evil fae?
I was thinking of a line where we could relocate him somewhere close to the castle. He just starts taking like guards' teeth.
Yeah, I mean he's literally incapacitated in a bag. Yeah, Tommy just goes and snaps his neck. He's dead. He explodes.
I yell, "This is for Caerrat's nipple." Just
We
Fuck.
we knocked a bunch of these unconscious, and then we would whip them at people. We'd like throw them at people in combat, and the impact would kill them and it'd explode and nauseate them. We like made like little bombs out of their carcasses. Looking around here, in addition to the incredibly disturbing wallpaper, the thing you find that's a lot more sinister is a single gold tooth resting above an alcove in the brickwork here, where you see the well-preserved body of a tiefling child. This body is not recent, and it has been wrapped in thick sinews, and its wrists and ankles have been bound with chains. All but one of its teeth have been knocked out of its jaws, and it looks like this was like a shrine that they had around this like partially mummified tiefling corpse.
Huh. Knowledge religion check?
Yeah. Evil.
Very evil.
You find nothing religious of significance here, but as you're examining it, you notice on the inside of some of these wrappings, there seems to be writing. Does anyone speak Aklo?
Nope.
You do not know what these writings say, but it seems as if there's like phrases written along the inside of these bindings that are continuous around the creature. And if you like unfurl it, you'll have this like 15-foot long strip of cloth that has a phrase written along the inside.
Yeah, we'll take that back to Rexus.
Yeah, this body is also old, Garm, with the heal check. You think this body is like weeks old.
Okay.
Do we
It is
take it back
also
to the...
notably not incinerated, so it's not one of the murdered bodies that these tooth fairies were responsible for. They may have been responsible for it, but it was put here specifically. If only you had someone you could question about it.
They got popped.
They in fact did.
They
They did
deserved
get
it.
popped.
Pop, pop.
But yeah. Would you like to do anything with the body or the strip of cloth? Taking the strip of cloth?
We could take the body back to the church.
Sure. Do you want to take the body back to the church?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to put it somewhere.
For final
Or-
resting.
Alternatively, we can leave it here while Rexus reads this for us. And then if
Oh.
the body isn't important, we turn it into the church.
Okay.
With your knowledge religion check, you believe that in general, most people want their bodies to be treated with respect and so forth.
That's
their death.
fair.
This body was certainly desecrated upon its death.
Yeah, we should get that fixed.
It would like to be put to rest, in quotes, however you'd like to do that. Church of Admodius is going to incinerate it. If you guys want to bury it or something, you could do that too.
Let's bury it. I don't like Asmodeus being involved with stuff.
Sure. Is there a specific spot you want to bury it at?
Oh yeah, we have to lock a body around.
I mean, does this cellar have maybe ground that can be dug up at all?
Yeah, I mean, you certainly can. You could also go find the tiefling lady you were talking to
Zia.
before. Zia, she might have suggestions.
Yeah, maybe we should
whatever.
go talk to Zia.
You also have cold iron chains, about 10 feet of cold iron chains that its hands and feet were bound in. And as you take the wrappings off, Garm, it's like hands and feet almost like fall off the body because it seems like their wrists and ankles were broken. Yay!
This doesn't
Child
sound
abuse.
like very tooth fairy-ish, but
No, certainly
No.
not. Zia is like horrified upon seeing the body. She's like she needs a minute. She might go outside and like throw up or something, because it's so grim. She doesn't know the writings. She would just say common sense. They're probably evil because what they did to this child is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're dead.
We can certainly bury this guy if you want to. Tieflings around here don't mind the cremation. It's like pretty standard practice, even if they're not worshippers of Asmodeus. So she'll support whatever you want to do. She knows like a secluded little area with like an apple tree or something, and down one of the alleys that you could bury him next to would be nice if you wanted to.
That seems nice.
Yeah, you bring the writings to Rexus. He can't read it, but he does have access to like libraries and stuff, and over the next couple of days he can help decipher it. Let me just verify he doesn't speak it. He does not speak it. With his help, you guys can decipher it. You can make a intelligence check. Everyone can. As you kind of are brain trusting this over the next couple of days, reading over it. Oh, Caerrat, damn. By yourself, you believe that this child was a sacrifice for a vile ritual used to summon the tooth fairies here.
Sick.
The graver revelation is that the murders in the Devil's Nursery were no happenstance event. They seem to have been engineered.
So House Thrune planted tooth fairies in the Devil's Nursery to kill tieflings.
Someone certainly did. Someone certainly abducted and killed a tiefling child in a horrible fashion, and then used their body to conjure a flock of tooth fairies here to also hunt down tiefling children. So not the best things have been happening.
Yeah.
Do we tell Zia this?
Probably. She deserves to know.
Go ahead and make a note on your sheet, Garm. At the start of your next 3 upkeep phases, you'll get an additional 1d6 supporters as word of your good deeds spreads throughout this area. As you've solved the murders and you put the body of the tiefling child to rest. But yeah, I think that is a good stopping point. So we're a little after 3.
Wow.
So we can finish up there. Garm, if you want to do the bookkeeping thing, we can do that real quick, and then we can be done.
Did you post a link to the bookkeeping portion of this?
Yeah, it should be pinned in the Hell's Rebels thing.
Oh, check pinned. Okay,
It's yeah, it should be pinned
Here.
there.
gotcha. Okay, sweet. Inside.
Yeah, easy peasy. All right, so here we are. You are now on week 2.
So we have a few things to do at the start of the week.
I think you get 2d6 worth of supporters.
Yep, 2d6 supporters. So, Seishi, you want to roll that?
Can do.
As yeah, more people join your cause.
9.
You're up to 17 supporters.
Doesn't that mean we go up our rank?
We'll do that, I think, at the end. But yes, we will be going up a rank.
Cool, just double checking.
Yep, and then you get to pick your 2 things that you want to do.
What did we do?
Actions you want to do? Because you have
What
2
did we
rebellion
do?
actions.
Last week we gathered information and did something else.
Yeah.
I'll keep better track of what we do per week.
And gain supporters, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was gain supporters, you're right.
Yeah.
I like the idea of gathering more information just to keep these mini quests going. They seem to continue to add supporters, which is kind of nice.
They also help us learn our characters a bit more, which will definitely be more helpful as our characters become more complicated.
There are certainly a lot of mini quest stuff you guys can do. Right now, you're in the very sandboxy stage of this adventure, because you're in the first part of your rebellion, which is to recruit people. There are further steps that you'll do as you progress through the adventure. Like once you have enough people, your NPCs will be like, okay, we have a lot of people. Now we need a stronghold. Now we need to like find a place to put all these people. Right? Sort of thing like that. So right now though, in this book you're in, your main goal is to like keep just building up, doing a lot with the mini system. And then later on it becomes less kind of onerous. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Okay. So week 2, we get to choose one of them. We're recruiting the freedom fighters, and then we can gather supporters again.
Yeah, or gather information. So, because you're going to do the recruit action that you automatically succeed on, so you just need to make one check to gather info, which is a secrecy check, which is Seishi, I think, at a +8.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it up.
Oh my god, I missed the table. Fuck. It rolled an 8. Oh, it still rolled an 18. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, you crush it. And I will give you the new clues at the start of the next game.
Nice.
And then Garm, do you guys level up the thing now to rank 2?
I believe so.
Okay. So I'll let you update all that sort of stuff. And yeah, good session, guys. And we are good to play next week. Same bat channel,
sir.
same bat time.
Yeah, yeah.